crucial to streaming since like yesterday.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh, you're not even staying for the Red Lake?
Is it first?
No. Unfortunate. Bye-bye.
But I have to go now.
I know.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Also, Helix,
Yeah.
I like how the texture for the straw hat in this game is very clearly just picture of the ground.
Is it?
Ah. I will send you a photograph.
Yeah, we have a few minutes until the first ad break hits and we can actually start reading.
Uh,
Are you gonna fucking start up the stream on Discord,
No.
Chief? Okay. Well, it's gonna be for stream, guys.
That does look fucked up.
is very clearly a picture of a patch of clovers on the ground.
That is very clear. I'm gonna make a suggestion post about this. Can we please get an actual straw hat model? Just... There's also a new sneak peeks category on the Discord that I'd like to share this image from.
I see.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Perfect for running over playgrounds with. You want to know about my favorite SCP because you don't know numbers of them very well? That's a really tough one as like favorite of them all. Because there's a lot of really good ones. We do post on the Discord a lot of our like favorites from every single week. Unless we forget to do that, which is also quite common, but
Lamau.
like there are
Oh,
so many
hang on,
good
you're right.
ones.
I need to search up what SCP I'm going to force you nerds to read.
I see.
Okay.
Like I think I always loved Red Sea Object. Red Sea Object was incredible to me and I always wanted to see it explored more. Cuz it's like it's a perfectly fine SCP on its own even if you don't get the exploratory logs, but then the exploratory logs add so much to the experience.
The thing I appreciate about Red Sea Object is that it could very much stand on its own without the foundation. It is just a good story.
Yeah, it's a very
Or
good story.
series of stories.
Helix, do me a favor and look at 4002. The descriptor term for it is the Black Moon Howl from Beyond the Edge of Time. I
I do
don't know
not
what that
know if I
is.
want to do the Black Moon Howls right now. That one I think is really... Hold on.
I have. Wait, nope, sorry. 4028.
What was it? 4002? Black Moon Howls?
Yeah, 4002.
I just want to
Is,
just see, like, how long this presumably is. Honestly, not as much as I thought, but... Oh, the Children of the Night. Sure, yeah, why not?
Oh, looking good so far.
Oh,
So
but
definitely
sorry.
not watching you and sitting outside while I'm in a tornado warning. Ah, excellent.
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm asking for 4028 actually.
Let's just Dion
God damn it.
Whoa.
We should have stuck Yote. We should have stuck Yote.
Yeah.
Recent revision. Did that say fucking pataphysics? I do not wanna read a Oh.
What?
Pataphysics is like weird bullshit. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nonsense.
Sorry, I didn't read that. I just read Don Quixote de la Mancha, and I'm like, okay, well, it's in the rules.
Well,
Oh
looks
my
like it's time.
god, dude. Oh, just... Reddit! Rimple? What? I don't know if I even want to click on some of. Jesus Christ! Yes,
Get me out of
ma'am.
here, actually.
Some bullshit. Some anomalous bullshit. For the record, Gordon wasn't even going to say anything. He's having Sonic flashbacks. He's sort of out of it for this whole conversation.
Just get me out.
Yeah, do we have to read this one right now?
Not right now, but eventually. Eventually you will read the Don Quixote de la Mancha
Can we
one.
read Mandarin Oranges instead?
No.
Please tell me it's just a
What
picture
about
of an
I?
orange if I click on it. Damn it. I was really hoping there was
What
just a
about I?
picture of a Mandarin on here. Okay, back to one. Taboo was pretty good, I believe. Like 4,000. But again, I don't know if I want to do any thousands unless we reach them naturally, because that's like big. I swear there was one that had really good auditory logs the last time, and I don't remember which one it was. Was it the
Hopefully she has a
Invisible
vector.
Woman?
It's the one that's just a gun that kills people.
I think that's just run away forever.
Run away forever. That was a good look though.
Yeah. Alright, I believe that's the ad break past, so we're free to actually read SCPs now. This is Baba Yaga.
Oh, good.
Bullshit.
Catter class, by the way.
With the chicken house?
Probably.
Alright, I'll kick us off as usual. Item number SCP-352. Object class Keter. Special containment procedures. Containment area remains sealed at all times. No human interaction is to be allowed within SCP-352. Any and all interaction should be carried out via robot or other remote means. Should human interaction become necessary, full hazmat containment protocols should be observed. In addition, security lines must be attached to all personnel. Should any personnel begin to exhibit erratic behavior, they are to immediately be removed from the containment area via the security lines. Any staff reporting hallucinations after interaction with SCP-352 or her hair are to be immediately be placed under quarantine. Any staff working in or around the containment area must submit to random psychological and physical testing. Anyone found to be contaminated will be placed into immediate quarantine. Staff attacked by SCP-352 may only be recovered if they have not been bitten by SCP-352. SCP-352 is to be fed only once weekly. Feeding will be discontinued for 1 month if SCP-352 attacks any personnel. They're training it. Description. SCP-352 appears to be a very old, emaciated woman of indeterminate age and race. SCP-352 speaks Old Russian, but with an accent and dialect that makes translation very difficult. SCP-352 is extremely unwilling to communicate, with most of the conversation thus far made primarily of threats or statements of revenge. SCP-352 has never identified herself by any name, and due to her aggressive nature, it has been impossible to determine any background information. SCP-352 possesses a level of strength and speed much higher than what should be possible for a person of her perceived age and physical dimensions, and has been shown moving loads in excess of 200 kilograms with little physical strain, and moving at speeds in excess of 700 kilometers an hour. SCP-352 can recover from wounds that would be lethal to a human being, including decapitation and disemboweling. This regeneration can take several days to weeks, depending on severity. Internally, SCP-352 appears to be a normal human woman with muscles, bones, and organs in a state consistent with advanced age. Testing done on tissue samples has been inconclusive. SCP-352 is capable of growing very thin, hair-like strands from any part of her body, apparently at will. These strands can grow several meters in an hour and appear to be at least partially under the control of SCP-352. They have been observed crawling along floors and up walls and other structures. These hairs are clear and nearly invisible to the naked eye and appear to be slightly weaker than standard human hair. The strands are also coated in a thin layer of a chemical enzyme identical to the enzyme in the saliva of SB352. SCP-352 produces an enzyme that is most concentrated in the saliva and hair, but is present in all bodily tissues of SCP-352. How it is produced and its exact chemical makeup are unknown. This enzyme reacts on contact with human tissue and rapidly attacks the nervous system. Symptoms manifest almost immediately and include hallucinations, euphoria, suppression of cognitive or logical thinking, and suppression of pain receptors. This state persists for several days with mild exposure and can become permanent with high exposure. Bites from SCP-352 lead to high exposure in 99.9% of cases. SCP-352 appears to subsist on a carnivorous diet with a strong preference for human flesh. SCP-352 will create a web of hair and wait for prey to become exposed to the enzyme and become more docile. SCP-352 will often remove and eat the limbs of a prey item to prevent it from wandering away and can take several days to fully devour prey. Humans have been observed to still be in a euphoric state and have no knowledge of the outside world even as they suffer the loss of limbs and other bodily tissue. Addendum. Notes on recovery. SCP-352 was recovered in southern Russia near the town of Redacted. Reports of an enchanted forest and a witch who had caused several deaths were initially ignored, until reports of the witch being found and captured began to surface. When Foundation agents responded, the town was found deserted. Several bodies were found in varying states of decomposition, and blood trails appeared to show many more bodies being dragged into the enchanted forest. Recovery teams were dispatched and captured SCP-352, but suffered heavy casualties due to SCP-352's attack and exposure to the enzyme. A large amount of hair was recovered as well, and is believed to be the cause of many exposure incidents, with contact being attributed to spiderwebs or an agent's own hair and not reported until hallucinations manifested. Okay, I've got some stuff to say about that. Is one, they didn't act on the fact that there's a quote-unquote witch eating people in the woods. They didn't even think to look it over. I understand that most of the time it's probably nothing, but still, you live in a world and work with anomalies, so you'd think that would at least be worth checking out once or twice.
It's impossible to tell what's an anomaly and what's some crackhead eating people. Also, hi, what was this about?
A witch that her hair makes people enter a state of euphoria and not feel pain.
Yeah.
And then she eats them slowly as they just kind of like sit there in like that euphoric state, not feeling anything.
Oh,
Like
Baba
over the course of
Yaga.
a few days. Honestly, it reminds me of a lot of the tumorvore moles, but like way like not as dangerous. It's
Great.
one lady who can like stretch her hair out like spider silk and that can like fuck people up versus the moles that will paralyze you, gnaw off your limbs, inject you with an enzyme that makes you grow like tumors, eat those tumors off of your body while you can't move, keep you paralyzed, and feed you like chewed up like roots as like nourishment to keep you alive underground. That is hellish. This is like at least you're in euphoria and you don't feel it the entire fucking time as you die. Like, Tumor Wars was way worse. I don't even remember if they were Keter, but this is Keter for some reason. She's really strong, but I don't see why she's Keter. Addendum. Notes on behavior. While SCP-352 prefers any type of human flesh over any other type of meat, it appears to have a special propensity for children between 0 and 2 years of age. Why? How did you even figure that out? Did they start testing age brackets and figure out where she was like, expired?
I'm led to believe it's a like gathering testimonial sort of thing. From who?
Maybe. After observation of highly elevated levels of cooperation and a reduced tendency to attack staff while consuming flesh of this type, a possible alteration in the current diet is being considered. Great! Great, actual. Yeah, feed it like children, because that makes it less aggressive. Sure.
I
Addendum.
mean, it doesn't say it's feeding them alive children, and
They're
I'm
just
going to be honest. Child corpses aren't exactly a rare object, okay?
fair.
Name name a third world country. You can probably find a couple.
Yeah.
Just go find an abortion clinic.
Okay, this is a very bad topic, and I'd like to move forward. Addendum. The use of SCP-604 and SCP-1680 as a more efficient food source for SCP-352 is currently pending approval from the project director following initial testing. That's fair. Like, maybe they have an SCP that just generates child corpses. That is very possible. But again, cross-contamination between SCPs is probably something they very much want to avoid. This
Yep.
one's also pretty small, so I can take it as well. Before passing over to you. Okay. Alright. Item number SCP-353. Object class Keter. Special containment procedures. Biological hazard protocol redacted is to be maintained at all times. Biohazard threat level 4. That felt really weird. Like how that was all worded. Full hazardous material suits, gloves, and oxygen supply will be required to examine subject. A disinfectant, shower, and decontamination spray are standard procedure before and after contact with SCP-353. The whole containment unit is to be kept underground at negative pressure and hermetically sealed at all times to prevent accidental contamination to the outside area. And I forgot the music. Fuck, hold up. That's very important. I've turned off the Twitch stream for a moment since I'm gonna have to switch like accounts, and that shows my my emails. The pool rooms. What do you think about it? What do you think?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we like steering away from any of the round numbers? Like if I say SCP-2000 is
Isn't 2000 the facility under Yellowstone?
I don't know. Its title on the thing is Deus Ex Machina.
I think that's the facility under Yellowstone that, like, if the world ends, it's set to, like, bring humanity back to life by releasing a lot of, like, frozen people, essentially.
Hmm.
Oh, fuck, there's a spider on my fucking keyboard.
Oh, nice.
That got me. Ugh, I don't like spiders here. Jesus. Okay, hold on.
What?
He's fucking vanished.
Felix, what the fuck is this?
I don't know, I picked something.
Pick something better.
Okay, spider has been dealt with. I
Pick
can't
dark
tell what
ambience,
kind
horror,
of
background
spider
music,
it
10
was.
hours,
I
Power
wasn't
Electrics
taking
Cafe.
gambles with it being like on my desk. I don't fuck with that. Yeah, but yeah, we can decide a better music video in a moment. Let me deal with the spider corpse.
Okay, we've already done 523. Okay.
Probably.
That's the most unhelpful object on Earth.
Ah. Man. This ambience is awful. Why would you pick this?
Fuck is this video playing? Who picked this?
Your fault. Anyways, turn on dark ambience, horror, background music, 10 10 hours for our
Yeah,
Wax
thank you for that
music.
cafe music. OG as always.
Thank God.
Finally, good ambience. Yeah, apologies for that. That was kind of a pressing matter.
Professional streamer, by the way.
What do you want me to do? Ignore it?
Not that.
Let it just run somewhere else into my room where I'll never find it again, and it'd be on me
How
while I
big
was
of a fucking
sleeping.
spider was it?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I was like black, and it was on my desk.
You can't tell me how fucking big it was?
It was small. You act like spiders don't change their size throughout their lifespan.
Okay.
It could have been a baby recluse, or it could have been an adult fucking something else.
Okay, I will let you guys pick.
Oh?
Do we want to do Dorian the Gray Cat
That does
You
sound
sound
awesome.
or Dr. Wondertainment's ontological six balls?
Oh, fuck, dude.
It is, in fact, all about resonance.
Those both do sound pretty funny.
Kibidi.
You pick Pibbity? I'm fine with Kibbity.
Alright, that is number 607.
Wow.
Remember that.
No.
Okay, where was I?
Start from the top.
I'm just gonna
fuck you.
pick up a spot. The whole containment unit is to be kept underground at negative pressure and hermetically sealed at all times to prevent accidental contamination to the outside area. In the case of containment breach, all affected personnel are to be placed in immediate biohazard level 4 quarantine.
Wow.
Termination will be required in the possibility of an outbreak of one or more Class 9 infectious agents.
Ooh.
Subject should be fed 3 times a day as standard and provided with the minimum required comfort items: a twin-size bed, a pillow, and a blanket. That's what I have. Clothing in the form of disposable surgical scrubs are to be provided as needed, but requests for items should otherwise be denied. Any outward signs of disease in the subject, such as rashes, boils, vomiting, or sickly pallor or demeanor, should be reported with haste, since the appearance of symptoms in SCP-353 means a willful effort on her part. Subject is to be subdued and questioned. Should SCP-353 need to leave its containment facility for any reason, it is to be fitted with explosive collar, time-release drug delivery service, or device for dosages of euphoric substances, and biohazard containment suit. Should SCP-353's suit breach containment, emergency sterilization procedures up to and including incineration of the affected area are to be carried out. Description: SCP-353 appears to be a normal human female, 26 years old, of average physical capacity and average intelligence. Subject has the capacity to siphon infectious viral and bacterial agents from her environment, nurture and store them within her body, and then redistribute them to devastating pandemic effect. SCP-353's mood directly affects the radius of infections recorded, with increased emotional states leading to massively increased potency. Why are we giving her euphoric substances that increases the potency? And it says increased emotional states. Does that mean, like, increased as in she's angry, or increased as in any heightened state? Of, like, I'm feeling very happy, I'm feeling very mad.
I mean, euphoria is kind of a more mellow thing a lot of the time, isn't it?
I was thinking it was more, like, extremely joyous.
I guess. I mean, it depends on what kind, like, how euphoric we talking.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that in this case, they mean, like, when she's angry or upset. Like, negative
could be worded a
emotional
little
state
better.
means increased potency. However, heightened, better state means
They could have
less.
said extreme emotional state.
Yeah. I'm just going to assume that's what they mean. SCP-353 seems to be immune from the symptoms of said infectious agents, but just as long as she is only passively storing them. Her active, willful attempts to nurture, manipulate, and change infectious agents while they remain in her body cause her to manifest symptoms ranging from mildly annoying to severe. Symptoms only last as long as she is actively inducing a change in the quantity or quality of an infectious agent, and thus rarely last longer than a few hours. Examinations have shown that the subject is able to store almost any infectious bacterial or viral agents within her body, though she is only capable of changing agents that are able to naturally survive within the human body. As of the writing of this report, SCP-353's blood contains traces of over 1,000 different infectious agents, including human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, Ebola, Marburg, 67 different strains of the common cold, herpes simplex, A, E. coli, cholera, bubonic plague, SARS, and malaria. At least 30% of said infectious agents were previously unknown to the medical community and were possibly engineered by SCP-353 herself, making SCP-353 an invaluable resource. Addendum
I know how
353-01. What?
I know how that's meant to sound, but it makes it sound like they're going to weaponize like a different strain of the common cold that people aren't ready for yet or some shit. Ah, good.
I can fully understand what they meant by it, though. Can you
Oh,
engineer us a disease that cures cancer?
no.
Addendum 01. SCP-353 was originally encountered in redacted South Africa, of course, where she seemed to be deliberately seeking to pick up strains of the Ebola virus.
Oh, good.
Foundation personnel pursued SCP-353 to Dresden, Germany, where they determined that she had successfully contracted Marburg and redistributed said virus to redacted. Subject was eventually subdued by physical means and taken into Foundation custody with minimal loss of life. To date, her true identity is unknown, as she gives no name other than Vector, and refuses to answer any questions about her past. SCP-353 claims to have traveled the Western world seeking greater infections for her collection. When asked why, she would not give a response aside from, "Because I can." I like this
Wanna?
one. I fucking love that she's got this ability and she's like, oh shit, why not? That's so funny to me. Addendum 353-2. Initial testing has shown that she is an adept. Sorry, I need to try that from the top. Initial testing has shown that she is as adept at manipulating and changing infectious agents in the bodies of nearby subjects as she is manipulating them within her own body. She seems to prefer to manipulate diseases within her own body, however, as it grants her full access to the result of her manipulations. Furthermore, her ability to manipulate disease in nearby subjects means that she is likely that. In nearby subjects means it's likely that she is equally capable of curing diseases and dispensing them. On a different note, personnel are reminded to refer to humanoid SCPs by their numerical SCP designation. Should SCP-353 refuse to cooperate, she is to be subdued and punished. We're not here to make her X-Men villain fantasies come true. I'm not even gonna try to say that doctor's name, I'm just gonna say Dr. Sar. Addendum 353-3. Given that this girl is a walking time bomb of viruses, I recommend that we trank her, strap her to a table, and give her a massive dose of brivavirin, interferon, redacted cocktail to flush her system. Dr. Redacted. Jesus Christ.
Flush your systems.
Addendum 353-04. Flush her system? Hell no. Did you know that this girl somehow has the original strain of the 1918 Spanish flu, as well as half-dozen strains of viruses we've never even seen? The research possibilities alone. Dr. Redacted. Addendum 353-5. Limited research approved. 05 redacted. Addendum 353-06. The embrace of this Vector persona, including this fixation on the color black for cosmetic purposes, her might makes right attitude, her desire to infect rather than to cure, and her disregard for human life all signal towards extreme malignant or narcissism and psychopathic tendencies. Her obvious pleasure in manipulating and controlling diseases within herself, despite the often painful symptoms involved, are also quite troubling. Requesting approval for psychological examination, counseling, or therapy may be useful in reducing her difficult demeanor. Dr. Glass. I like this one. I like this one quite a lot. She very much is deserving of the Keter title.
Girl is just fucking playing Plague Inc. over there.
I like the fucking villain persona analogy. That's really funny.
I do like the pun name. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is just good all around. I really enjoyed it. And I do very much agree with this guy. It's like, and hell no, she's like a living like fucking museum of all of the different like major diseases that have happened throughout human history. What do you mean you just want to wipe her system?
Like, just put that shit on a D class and then borrow a sample if we need it.
I like to think that like if they showed just as much interest in learning about the diseases she like has in her body as part of her collection, she'd be just like a fucking like she'd just nerd out over it. Like, oh my god, the Spanish flu was so so cool.
It was revolutionary for its time, but yeah, I admit it's not the worst thing.
Like showing off like your like fucking figurine collection or your Pokemon card collection. It's like, oh yeah, this one's really cool. I really like
There's nothing actually wrong with her. She's got weaponized autism.
She just really likes diseases. Yeah, I quite enjoyed that one. Oh my god! Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright.
Man, there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Alright, all you.
No.
What do you mean?
I was read the last.
It's the Red Bull.
And you don't want it?
No.
Oh, too bad. I don't want to read it.
No.
What do you
Give me a
mean?
second.
It's time for 607.
Oh,
That's
right.
true. Alright, Helix. Alright, Helix.
Do you want... God damn it. I did want you to read Red Pool, but I guess I could do it. 607. That's also Dustin 1, is it not? But do Red Pool in a moment. We've got a viewer suggested one. And by viewer, I mean Ridge. Say hi, Ridge.
Hello.
There he is. Here, you can
Yeah.
you could do both.
No. No.
Are you not reading this? Is that Mord?
I'm reading Red Pool and then whatever comes after.
To be fair, Red Pool had like half of a two-person dialogue at the end.
Yeah, and we're not. I don't know what comes after that.
We could.
Also, we don't know if
the exploratory mission could be long. That's fair. And why is it just going back? Why isn't it going back to the one I wanted?
Read the one about the Kabiddi.
Yeah, I'll read the Kibidi article, I guess. Oh, I see that one after Wondertainment's ontological 6 balls.
I made sure not to select that one.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I would have avoided.
Thank you, Flesh That Hates.
Alright, this one falls to me again, I guess. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. Item number SB607. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. Subject currently resides within Agent Redacted, who it has chosen as its owner. Both Agent Redacted and SCP-607 are to be placed under full surveillance for study, and Agent Redacted is to report to Dr. Redacted for psychiatrical evaluation every 2 weeks. A task force should be ready at all times with at least one day-class personnel on hand for subject to imprint on in the case of the death of SCP-607 or Agent Redacted. When not being directly held or monitored by Agent Redacted, SCP-607 is kept shackled and bound in a small portable containment chamber. The containment chamber is designed to immobilize SCP-607, allowing medical personnel to insert feeding tubes, IV drips, catheters, and other life support devices. Due to the nature of SCP-607, Agent Redacted has elected to keep the portable containment chamber on his person or in his immediate vicinity at all times. Description: SCP-607 is a large gray male American short-haired cat of indeterminate age with a collar reading Dorian. SCP-607 was discovered in late 19 Redacted when a man known as Redacted suddenly and without warning violently expired at a cocktail party in uptown New York City.
Okay, real quick. Thank fucking God. If you want to redact names, fine. Give us initials to work with.
I could have given
Even
them
one
Adam
initial.
Sandler with that. I could have, and would have been valid for saying
Yeah,
so.
and it would have been really funny. But I just appreciate that they had the forethought to go, okay, Agent Mr. S, Agent whatever the fuck. Good. Thank God. People, do this more. Anyway, go on.
I still prefer full names, very much. However, it
Yes,
is
but if you want to not have to
better.
name everyone, fine.
Yeah. If it's a character that's mentioned multiple times, like Agent S, and like Agent F, we see like 50 times down here. Name him Agent
That's
Farnsworth.
fine.
Or something stupid. Just give him something.
At the
Takes 2
very least,
seconds.
it is. Yes, but it is also more helpful than just having a white brick, because then you can just refer to them by their initial. I think it adds to if they're trying to keep certain names like redacted enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
Anyway, Mr. Sandler's death was later found to coincide perfectly with the moment a party attendee leaving the home mistakenly backed over Sandler's cat.
Oh.
Due to the mysterious nature of Sandler's death, a local Foundation operative joined the investigation as a consultant. Special Agent Farnsworth had stepped outside to smoke a cigarette when he heard a cute little mewling sound.
I'm so glad.
SCP-607 subsequently bonded with Agent Farnsworth, who chose to bring it back to the Foundation as a pet and companion. Agent Farnsworth reported difficulty in supporting 607. The cat would not eat, became lethargic, and seemed to lack a will to live. Agent Farnsworth jokingly told fellow agents he was experiencing sympathy hunger pains. 7 days after Agent Farnsworth's initial contact with SCP-607, both he and the cat died of starvation. The circumstances surrounding Agent Farnsworth and Mr. Sadler's death, piqued the interest of the Foundation, and the cat's dead body was taken to an isolation chamber until further testing could be ordered. SCP-607 reanimated approximately 24 hours after its estimated death time. It was correctly speculated that once SCP-607 bonded with a person, a negatively symbiotic relationship was formed. SCP-607 bonds with the first human individual it comes into contact with after reanimation. Several experiments were conducted, each involving bonding SCP-607 to a D-Class personnel. Testing showed that injuries inflicted on SCP-607 would show up on the bonded person, in the closest anatomical representation possible. Striking SCP-607 resulted in bruises on the personnel. Breaking one of the cat's front legs resulted in the personnel's broken arm. Termination of SCP-607 via gunshot resulted in death of the bonded personnel, via a bullet hole with no bullet found. In all of the experiments, SCP-607 reanimated approximately 24 hours after death with no apparent physical injuries. Perhaps most important to note, however, is SCP-607's behavioral tendencies. Regardless of the bonded individual's attempts to appease the cat, SCP-607 is suicidal. SCP-607 has been observed starving itself, inflicting self-harm with its teeth and claws, running into traffic, antagonizing large dogs and then allowing itself to be mauled, eating poisonous materials, jumping into the moving parts of heavy machinery, and attempting to enter Keter containment chambers. In all cases, the death of SCP-607 has resulted in the death of the bonded individual, with injuries and causes of death mirroring those of SCP-607. Death and injury testing on SCP-607 has ceased after Agent Redacted accidentally bonded with it during an unauthorized breach of the containment chamber. SCP-607 still displays suicidal tendencies despite Agent Redacted's persistent attempts to form a favorable relationship with it. Agent Redacted has suffered severe bodily harm several times, leading to the decision to restrain SCP-607 in a portable containment chamber fitted with a life support system. Agent Redacted is under close observation both to ensure its psychological stability and to study the relationship between Agent Redacted and SCP-607. At this time, SCP-607 still displays suicidal tendencies when removed from restraints. It is unknown if SCP-607 has always displayed such tendencies or if they are due to its resentment of the Foundation and the initial testing performed on it.
I still say.
That's fair. I really don't think they should have started, like, brutalizing the thing, but I understand why they did that. I understand.
All right. What's the first test? All right.
Gun.
You'll bond with it, and then I'm going to beat it with a bat. Okay.
That's so inhumane, yeah. I understand why they had to test it, but still,
There are more human ways of.
Another thing is, I'm like, what happens if it just doesn't bond to anyone? What if you just, like, put its corpse in a box and then just let it reanimate and then just move on?
I assume it would be fine. It's just that their current containment protocol is because it was an accidental breach of containment, as I mentioned. So.
Yeah, I'm more like, what if they sealed it in concrete? Like, but like its corpse after it had killed someone. Like, would it?
I guess that's kind of a thing of, as of the article being written in world, they don't know because it's still alive. I think that's why it's Euclid.
Yeah, but they mentioned it's died multiple times through multiple tests of D class. And I'm like, at any point they just wonder what happens if they, you know, don't let it die? They just, like, seal it away?
All right, so we've taken the corpse and we've put it on a circular conveyor belt, where at the end of the conveyor belt is a juicer that drops the remains down onto the start of the conveyor belt again.
This is a little excessive.
Would it be really funny, signed Dr.
It
Wright?
would guarantee it's not alive for long at the very least, but it doesn't feel like it's an efficient use of resources. I don't think it can get out of a metal box, okay? It's gonna be awful if it just keeps coming back to life and starving to death in this box over and over.
I would say suffocating
over
after a
again.
point.
Yeah, it would probably suffocate, which honestly would still be painful, but at least it wouldn't be prolonged.
It would be faster.
Yeah. But it's like, would that work? I'm kind of surprised they didn't think about something like that, because that could be a much more effective long-term containment and wouldn't be as dangerous as letting it, like, potentially
I think that's
break
a
free.
for the sake of the article kind of question that they don't answer here.
I could say that's true, yeah.
But no, I like the concept for this one. It's cute but morbid in a way.
I believe it was mentioned in the Cat
Morbid
SCPs
but cute.
video by the Exploring series.
No.
What? Really? Alright, buddy.
Anyways, that's gonna be it for stream. We read some good ones today.
Yeah, we got a few good ones, then.
Yeah, I think my favorite was Dory. Anyway, item number SCP-354, Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to SCP-354's immobile nature, Area 354 has been built around it. Area 354 houses forces and D-Class personnel prepared to deal with threats emerging from SCP-354, as well as researchers studying SCP-354 and its properties. For their own safety, no on-site personnel are to approach SCP-354 at any time. Dear God, reading SCP-354 is going to give me a headache.
You can just shorten it if you'd like.
I'm going to just do the number, or the SCP respectively, we'll see. Direct interaction with 354 is permitted only for the purpose of research to eliminate 354 and must be approved by O5 personnel. Area 354 was constructed to contain and neutralize any and all further threats emerging from SCP-354. At the heart of Area 354, a 20-foot wall of concrete reinforced with data expunged has been constructed around 354 to prevent emerging entities from escaping into the area at large. High-speed motion detection cameras are placed atop the wall looking down into the pool, and armed guards can easily shoot down into the enclosure from catwalks placed above the pool. Man, this is just a fucking 7-day sword base. Description. SCP-354 is a pool of red liquid discovered in northern Canada. The liquid is of a consistency similar to that of human blood, hence the colloquial name Blood Pond, but it is not of a biological nature. The pool does not have any definite banks. Soil mixes with the liquid until, at a certain point, there is more soil than liquid and the ground is mostly solid. The liquid becomes denser as one descends deeper into the pool. If the pool has a bottom, it has yet to be reached. Periodically, entities emerge from the pool and attempt to escape from the enclosure. Thus far, nearly all creatures emerging from SCP-354 have been extremely hostile and highly dangerous. SCP-354 is believed to have first been discovered and redacted by survivors of a plane crash who encountered SCP-354 by chance. SCP-354 has developed into a local urban legend, or had developed into a local urban legend long before Foundation personnel arrived to deal with the threat. After locating the source of the legend, SCP personnel set up to Watch Station Epsilon 38 to monitor the pool and deter future travelers from finding it. 354 was classified as Euclid until its properties were further discovered. At 1403 hours on Redacted, an unidentified entity emerged from SCP-354. Contact with Watch Station Epsilon 38 was lost. Mobile Task Force Redacted was dispatched to deal with the entity and were eventually successful. All personnel at Watch Station Epsilon 38 were found dead. Area 354 was subsequently constructed to contain SCP-354. Document 354-1-A. Partial log of entities to have emerged from SCP-354 prior to Event 354-20. SCP-354-1. Original entity which destroyed Watch Station Epsilon 38. Resembled a giant bat. Neutralized by Mobile Task Force.
Ah.
Yeah?
Ah.
Yeah?
I hate that boss from Resident Evil 0 so much.
Ooh. 354-2. Bear-sized mammalian creature covered in razor-sharp spines. Resembled an echidna. Was virtually bulletproof, but was unable to escape the enclosure surrounding the pool. Neutralized via napalm. I do love... I understand that's not how it would be done, but I love the image of them just, like, pouring out a bucket of fucking Greek fire on the thing from the catwalks. 354-3. Black metallic sphere capable of levitation. Emitted concentrated levels of radiation and precisely directed beams sufficient to instantly cripple and later result in death. Then Area Head Dr. Redacted struck SCP-354-3 with the sledgehammer, disabling it. SCP-354-3 then self-detonated, causing minor structural damage and severely wounding Dr. Redacted. Dr. Redacted made a full recovery and has been commended for his bravery.
Holy shit. That
Yeah,
must have felt
I knew
awesome.
I knew of this one that like interaction before, but like the fucking
The
fucking
balls
cojones
on
on
that
that guy to
lad.
run up at it with a sledgehammer when it's shooting radiation at things.
Me and Repo, to that
Yeah?
stupid fucking flying head. What?
It is on site. 354-4. Humanoid reptilian creature, approximately 4.6 meters, 15 feet tall. Escaped both the walled enclosure and Area 354 altogether. Gunfire caused very little physical harm and was highly ineffective. Mobile Task Force Omega-7, Pandora's Box, was dispatched and was successful in neutralizing the creature. I would like to know how, but okay. 354-5, data expunged, God it sure is. 354-6, appeared to be a human male of Indian descent. As the enclosure around the pool had not yet been fully repaired, SCP-354-6 was immediately shot before it had a chance to escape. Area Head Doctor has expressed his displeasure in the rash execution of SCP-354-6, which testing revealed to be identical to an average human being.
Man, that was just a guy. We don't know how he got there, but...
Fucking whoops. Data corrupt. Alright, cool. 354-14. Majority of creature's body remained well beneath the surface of the pool. 5 octopus-like tentacles were seen emerging from the pool and reached up over the enclosure. Several D-class personnel were grabbed by the tentacles and pulled back beneath the surface of the pool. After receiving massive damage from gunfire, SCP-315-14 retreated back into the pool and disappeared. No personnel taken by the creature were recovered. 354-15. Feline creature composed of a blue-hued crystalline structure later revealed to be ice. Was able to jump above the walled enclosure and was agile enough to dodge most gunfire. Was actively hostile and mauled any personnel that engaged it. Subject engaged SCP-354-16 upon its emergence from the pool and was terminated in the fight. I see. SCP-354-16. Feline creature composed of a dark red and black stone later revealed to be partially solidified magma. Okay. Gunfire proved mostly ineffective against its hide. Was not hostile to personnel and did not attempt to escape the walled enclosure until being engaged by 354-15. Successfully terminated SCP-354-15 and grew less active as its body cooled. After fully solidifying and having remained motionless since, subject was moved to Dr. Redacted's office for aesthetic purposes.
This is gonna the HOA can kiss my the HOA can
You
kiss
think he
my
has the
ass. This is gonna look
sledgehammer
great on my
propped up?
front lawn.
Do you think that doctor has the sledgehammer that he used to crack open the orb sitting next to that statue as well?
He should got it as
That
a
fucker's gotta be one of
trophy.
the most decorated head researchers. At least for that one site. 354-18. Metallic humanoid machine described by several D-class personnel as a Terminator. Subject possessed a cloaking device rendering it invisible to human eyes. Subject was highly adept at combat and killed nearly 90% of Area 354's guard personnel as it rampaged through the facility. Approximately 60 minutes after emerging from the pool, subject ceased function and powered down. Subject was dismantled and its power cell was disposed of. Subject's remains are under study. Note from Area Head, Dr. Redacted. That's thrice now that we've had to fall back on Pandora's box to deal with stuff coming out of SCP-354. Abel can't complain, though. You can tell he enjoyed fighting SCP-354-11. Maybe we should set up some kind of hotline to MDF Omega-7.
He's like, oh fuck yeah, that guy was cool.
Where's the sordid SCP fighting ring?
The game.
Alright, Abel, first rule about Fight Club. What?
We'll
Never
do the
mind.
log of exploratory mission.
Yeah,
alpha
later.
after.
Document 354-3-A, see log for details. Yeah. Note from Area Head, Dr. Redacted. It has been 22 months since the last entry emerged from the pool. Before this, the longest period of time between emergences was 8 months. I suspect this means one of two things. Either the red pool has died or powered down, whatever the correct term for it is, or it is charging up for something big to come through. O5 believes the former is the most likely explanation and has recalled 30% of our total personnel and cut 25% of our funding. While I can only hope that they are correct, if the latter situation is true, we're soon to face some terrible monstrosity and we won't have anywhere near the force necessary to deal with it. I worry for all of our safety. Alright. Document 354-4. Event Log 20. In the morning of data expunge, the entire staff of Area 354 evacuated the facility. However, the staff also shut down power to the area and took a number of supplies and vehicles from the facility, indicating that the evacuation had not been done due to an emergency. Mobile Task Force Theta 12 was dispatched to investigate the cause of the evacuation and, if possible, make contact with area staff. However, before MTF... Oh, that's Theta, okay. Before MTF Theta 12 could make contact with Area 354 or its evacuees, the area's on-site warhead was detonated, resulting in the destruction of the entire facility and the deaths of data expunged. MTF Theta 12 was ordered to make contact with the evacuated personnel and, in the event of hostility, was given clearance to terminate any uncooperative personnel. A large convoy of vehicles taken from Area 354 were spotted heading southwards from Area 354 at high speed. Final audio logs from MTF Theta 12 indicated that the convoy was made up of Area 354 staff, and that the previous chain of command had broken down in its entirety, with armed D-class personnel and research personnel firing upon MTF Theta 12. MTF Theta 12 was annihilated, and no further contact with the former personnel of Area 354 has been made since. Oh, okay. Those guys just
bad.
fucking died.
That's bad.
Yeah. Document 354-5. Following the total destruction of Area 354, the Red Pool containment site was constructed in its place. Basic maps of the new facility can be found in Redacted and Redacted. Unlike the previous facility, which was focused on research and neutralization of entities emerging from SCP-354, the new facility is devoted entirely to the containment of SCP-354 and entities which may emerge from it, as well as any unforeseen forces which it may create directly. This is due largely to the advisement of the new site head, Data Expunge, who believes that the events of Log 354-20 were the result of a psychic or mental attack generated by SCP-354 itself. Damn. Document 354-6. Interview regarding data expunged. Alright, who's who?
Any preference?
No.
I'll take Doctor.
Okay.
Is it alright if I record this?
Yes, go ahead.
Good, good. So, let's start at the beginning. What happened at the Red Pool containment site?
Looking back at it now, it seems strange no one ever suggested draining the pool. When the doctor came up with it, it seemed like such a good idea at the time.
Exactly what about the idea was so appealing?
There's a way out. That SCP entry, I've read what it says. It's a joke. It makes it seem like we have the pool under control.
I take it you do not?
There's a half-meter slab of reinforced concrete in place over the pool, and yet every time some beast tries to come through, somehow it manages to get loose into the building. People die every single time. I've seen, redacted, a man's own intestines. Can you imagine what that looks like, old man?
So to you, and of course to the other people stationed at the Red Pool containment site as well, draining the pool seemed like a fine solution to the suffering caused by SCP-354.
Suffering? That thing doesn't just...
Please sit down. This is going on record. So, O5 approved the draining of SCP-354. And then what happened?
I apologize, I kind of blanked on having to read the fucking, stage notes. That's my bad.
It's
Anyway.
fine.
We evacuated the non-essential personnel to a location a couple kilometers away, leaving just basic defense crew and the people who'd run the equipment. Mostly D-class, plus a few agents to keep things going.
And you were among those agents?
Yes.
How did they go about draining the pool?
Tech guys brought in this big pump thing with all these hoses. We were tracked to the slab, but...
But?
Have you ever had a dream where it seemed so real, but you knew you were dreaming, and it felt like you had to wake up to escape from it?
I can't say I have.
Yes, you have. We all have. That's what it felt like when they put the hose in to try and drain it. Everything stopped being real. It was like we had to escape right now.
And you were the only one feeling this sensation?
No, everyone had it at the same time. It came from the fucking pool.
Please lower your voice. What happened when they activated the pump?
Never did. We couldn't. It wouldn't let us.
What wouldn't let you?
The pool!
Please, I ask you to lower your voice.
Up until now, it's been content just throwing monsters at us. It's been playing, but now we have it locked up, and we just tried to execute it. Now it's angry.
Guards, please restrain Agent Redacted.
My buddy measured its banks once and compared them to the photos from its first discovery. You know what he found?
Agent Redacted
Dr.
grabs Dr. Redacted. Guards!
It's growing. The pool is growing. It gets bigger and stronger every day, and now we've made it angry. Get your hands off.
Sedate him. We'll continue this in the morning if he's lucid by then anyway. Jesus. God, this is a good article.
What if we sucked the evil pool into a
What if we pissed the
No!
thing off? Alright.
Oh man, this is gonna hurt.
Likely.
See some?
No, I said likely.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
Exploratory Mission 354 Alpha. Personal log of Dr. Redacted. Our expedition to explore SCP-354, that gaping wound in the middle of Canada, has finally been accepted. The R&D boys have come up with what can only be described as a submarine with a drill on it. We know that the pool gets denser as you go down, so we suspect that at some point we won't be sinking as much as digging. Hence the huge mining device built onto it. It's not hydrodynamic at all, but we're not really going swimming here. My gut tells me that there's something on the other side of the red pool. Just like digging down, up, to China, all we have to do is dig down, up, to it. Personal log of Dr. Redacted. Had a nice long debate with O5 Redacted over who's allowed to come. I wanted MTF Omega-7 to come with us for protection, or at least SCP-076, but they won't allow it. Yeah, you don't fucking say. Despite the massive damages he continues to cause, they still see him as too valuable to risk losing. Not that he isn't, immortal or anything. Maybe they just didn't have the guts to ask him to go exploring. Ackler, that ass, wants us to take SCP Redacted with us, but I wouldn't allow it. The file says SCP Redacted was just born before he came through, so he'd be useless as a guide. He might be of some use as security, but that's mostly cancelled out by the fact that he's data expunged. Probably just data is fucking expunged. Anyway. The final crew complement apart from myself consists of 3 agents, 2 D-class personnel, 1 geologist, and some guy from R&D who's going to pilot the ship. I already figured out all of their names.
Wow.
Exploratory Team 354 Alpha, ET 354A, Mission Day 1. Rotten sort of day to begin a mission. Rumor has it that last night there was a total containment breach in some area or another. Then it turns out there's no coffee allowed anywhere inside of Area 354 for some reason or another. And the whole mission almost ended in disaster when it turns out that they almost forgot to load the extra fuel on board. Who the fuck is running the show around here? Anyway, we're now underway. For a while there, I had a definite feeling of going down afterwards, but now we're dropping much more slowly. Marty, that's the R&D guy's name, says we're sinking at a rate of 10 meters an hour. Apparently at this depth, the red pool is pretty damn dense. Mission log day 2. Nothing of interest happened, but I learned everyone's name. We have Marty, our pilot, Agent Swanson, Agent Turquoise, Agent 86, Dr. J. MacArthur, Chris Simmons, and Leroy Tucker. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Mission log day 3. At about 4:30 a.m., gravity suddenly changed direction. Boy, that was a fun wake up. We're now rising rather than sinking, which means we're more than halfway there. Mission log day 4. We've reached the surface. Through the portholes, it's mostly dark, which means it's night. We can't go out yet because, for all we know, the atmosphere could be hydrochloric acid. We've got a shitload of sensors outside the ship analyzing a bunch of stuff. Whether the air is breathable, what kind of airborne bacteria we have to deal with, and simple stuff like temperature. We'll know in 8 hours whether it's safe for human life out there. Mission log day 5. Turns out the air is totally safe, except it's been night for going on 28 hours now. What's going on? Mission log day 6. Dawn finally came. The sun was huge and red. I'm a biologist, but I know enough about astronomy to know that we're orbiting a totally different star. Is this a different time, a different place, or a different dimension? Leroy guessed that we're in another plane of existence, and I think he's probably closest. The pool on this side is way bigger, more like a large pond or maybe a small lake. The banks seem much more defined than on our side as well. We took an inflatable raft to the shore. Marty and Simmons stayed behind, headed north. The ground here, or at least around the pool, is almost totally devoid of plant life. The only green we saw was a sort of fuzzy moss growing on the ground that looked more like a kind of mold. Excuse me. The ground is a grayish tan dirt that's like a mixture of sand and flour. MacArthur said it was some mineral or another, but I forget what he called it. I have expected all of our electronics to not work out here. That wasn't the first thing to fail. After about 2 hours of hiking across the flat, boring ground, the compass suddenly changed directions. Now it points to what we had previously thought to be east. Evidently, this planet's magnetics... is it even a planet? Don't work the same way ours do. Not wanting to risk getting lost, we immediately made a 180 and headed back to the ship. I could have sworn that the trip back was less than half as long as the trip out. Tomorrow, we'll work on a way of navigation that doesn't rely on the compass being sane. Mission log day 7. Lousy night's sleep. The sun never went down. By my calculations, the day-night cycle here seems to last about 43.5 hours, as opposed to 24 hours back home. That's going to take some getting used to. We agreed on a system of navigation. Firstly, we're going to travel only in a straight line, make sure that we can get back to the ship by simply turning around and heading in the other direction. Unless we encounter some kind of unnavigable jungle, we should be fine. Secondly, Marty's rigged a radio beacon thing. I don't really remember his explanation, but if we're anywhere within 800 miles, his little gizmo will be able to tell us exactly which direction to go to get back and how far.
I like the character in this, so his little fucking
Yeah.
gizmo or
Yeah, no,
whatever
I
you
love this
got.
log.
Like, yeah, I kind of forgot what he told me, but some doohickey.
Sorry, that's not my flavor of nerd. Anyway. Mission log day 9. We set out a few hours before the sun was scheduled to rise, but when we got to shore, we found that the green moss stuff was everywhere. It had grown in mass significantly. My guess is that the stuff shrivels up in the sun during the day and expands at night to suck in nutrients or something. We decided we didn't want to walk through it, so we went back and waited for sunrise. Sun came up and we set out again. The moss stuff was back to its smaller state. It just occurred to me that there's been no wind at all in this place. The result is dead silence. I'm not ashamed to admit that the overall emptiness of this place is pretty scary. We found an area with none of the moss stuff for a few hundred feet around and decided to camp for the night. The sun is still up, but it's time for us humans to sleep, so I'm calling it night. Mission log day 10. Sometime in the night, which is really daytime. Fuck, this is going confusing. We were all awoken by some kind of roar. You remember what the T-Rex sounded like in that old movie, Jurassic Park? It sounded like a lot like that. Big and reptilian. It was so loud that I was certain whatever was making it couldn't be more than 20 feet away. We all got out of our tents. We didn't see anything. The whole area is so flat that we see any sort of animal within half a mile or so. It's nothing. Fucking scary. We packed up camp and continued on. After a while, we stopped seeing the moss stuff. Maybe it only grows around the red pool. And the ground became rockier. In the distance, the land seems to grow more hilly. I think I see trees. Mission log day 11. The bare ground has ended. Now we're walking across a vast field of beautiful green grass. It almost looks like a well-mown lawn. The grass seemed ordinary enough until Turquoise tripped over a rock and arose to find his hands covered in several dozen bloody pinpricks. Apparently, the tip of the blade of this grass is incredibly sharp and easily punctures skin. It's no threat to our Foundation issue boots, but we must all be careful not to fall on it. We came to a tiny stream, really no more than a trickle. Swanson suggested that we could refill our canteens, but Leroy and MacArthur wanted to check the water for something or other first. MacArthur took out some equipment and after a few minutes announced that it was not water, but liquid carbon dioxide. CO2 is usually a gas at this temperature and it's never a liquid. The laws of physics don't seem to be working. Mission log day 14. Haven't had time to record anything for a few days. We made it to an area sparsely populated by trees. The grass there was withered and brown, and not sharp enough to pierce the skin anymore. The trees were ordinary, looked like birch, but the leaves were wrong. At some point we lost Swanson. The place is so quiet that none of us really feel comfortable talking, so we have no idea when we lost him. There's a good 8-hour window where he could have gone missing. We called to him, but none of us wanted to split up to look for him. During the night, a tree fell on 86's tent. He wasn't hurt and none of the gear was damaged, although the tent got mangled beyond repair. 86 swears that the tree hadn't been that close when he pitched the thing, and none of us can tell what caused it to fall. The trunk just snapped. We all agreed not to pitch our tents anywhere near a tree from now on. The next day, which was really nighttime, we heard the same roar from a few days ago. It sounded exactly the same as before. And again, we have no idea what made the sound, and none of us can even agree which direction it came from. Then it started to rain. We all pitched our tents for the night, this time a whole lot closer together than we had before. The nearest tree was about 300 feet away. MacArthur confirmed that it was actual rain and not more CO2 bullshit, and we set up this funnel thing to refill our canteens. Leroy donated his tent to Agent 86 and I offered to share mine, since it's a little bigger than the other guys. I asked Leroy what he did to end up as a D-class. I don't want to read that, frankly. I think he might have been trying to freak me out, but...
Bad word we can't say on stream.
I think he might have been trying to freak me out, but who knows. Anyway, he's one of the more well-behaved D-classes I've ever met, so I don't think he's going to, say, assault me in my sleep. Mission log day 17. Good God, the rain has finally stopped. Everything is soaking, including us. Except for the ground. After that much water, you'd expect it to be muddy as all hell, but the ground beneath the grass is barely damp at all. Perhaps the plants absorb moisture from the ground more efficiently than the ones back home. We're setting out again. Perhaps the rain awakens some animal life. Data corrupt. Mission log day 25. What seemed to be a huge cliff in the distance turned out to be an artificially constructed wall. It's made of solid rusty iron and stands maybe 50 feet high. To the left and to the right, it goes on farther than the eye can see. Can't imagine how thick it is. We have no way around it. We'll have to go over it or through it. We made camp for the night. Work out what to do. Mission log day 26. Leroy jury-rigged some kind of blowtorch thing with our equipment. I swear this guy is fucking MacGyver. We cut a hole in the iron wall big enough for us to go through. It turns out it's only about a quarter of an inch thick, but there's another wall behind it with less than a foot between. Apparently this thing has multiple layers. Leroy cut through 8 of them before we finally made it to the other side. The grass on this side is black. Not burnt or anything, it's just a different color. And finally, there's some wind. I was getting tired of data corrupt. Concluded that coming here was a mistake. We have to turn back. Mission log day 39. We passed through the second barrier and we're back to the weird place with the black grass. I have expected the hole Leroy cut through it to have sealed up or something, but it was still there. Thank God, or whoever runs the show in this world. I don't think MacArthur's going to make it through the night. He lost a lot of blood. Mission log day 40. We awoke to find that MacArthur had crossed. We didn't want to do it, but we had no choice but to terminate him. 86 said that something back home might be able to help him, and he may have been right. We couldn't afford to have him slow us down. We only have a few more days into A48. We made it back to the ship with only an hour or two to spare. The first thing they asked us was what the fuck happened to Swanson, Turquoise, MacArthur, and 86, as if a few dead team members are our biggest problems right now. Party has us underway and we're definitely sinking. I just hope they don't data corrupt. End of line. This document was discovered in the Central Foundation database. No such mission to explore SCP-354 has yet been suggested or approved. No records of any personnel mentioned in this log exist. The log's origin is unknown. Yay.
Great, love that. Love that. This didn't actually happen. We don't know where this is from.
What is this? Who are you?
We found this.
Wait
But yeah,
a minute.
genuinely really good article, and it's fair that it's gotten just as much rating as it does, because it's just really good. The exploratory log is incredible.
It just reads pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, I do wish we got a little more in here at the end than, like, all the stuff being, like, left out. I understand what they were going for with that, but it's like...
I wish we had, like, any more hint of what was past the wall.
Yeah,
That's
because
all I
it's
ask.
a lot of just like, oh yeah, the grass was weird, the whole place was weird, and then like things start happening near the very end, like actually going down, and that's all blanked out. Like we don't see what happens to half of the people who die, literally any of them actually.
I mean, yeah.
One
I'm
presumably
not necessarily
turns to another thing in some way or another. Which I think the best exploratory articles are the ones that do play out as like a full story. I really enjoy those ones.
Yeah. I had thought that there was a little bit more past the black grass. Not much, but no, it just kind of stops there, which is a little sad.
Yeah.
It's like, there's this big fucking man-made wall, and that's kind of the end of the intrigue, unfortunately.
My leg hurts. Hold on. Oh, that would be why. I got a cut, like, perfectly along my leg, and I don't know where this came from.
God.
No, I would have probably noticed.
No, not your cat.
Oh, just a stray cat, yeah.
No, the one we read about earlier.
Dorian?
Have you pet?
No, wait,
have
I
you
gotta
pet
go
any
check on
stray
Junior.
Gray cats recently?
I gotta go check on Junior.
I mean, Junior would be fine.
No, he's the one I bonded with.
No, I asked, did you happen to pet any stray gray cats recently?
No.
Damn. Are you sure?
I try to stay away from strays. Don't want to give any
Are you sure?
diseases to my beloved animals.
And to a lesser extent, yourself.
Yeah. Okay, my turn. SCP-355. Item number, SCP-355. Wow.
Holy shit.
I was just looking at the time, and it was like 40 minutes when you started that, and now it's an hour 15. So I think I still
take
read
this-
a bit more since I read like 3
I can take this one
articles.
too, and then you swap off.
No,
if you want.
no, it's fine. That was a long article. It just didn't take too long to get through it.
No, I read well.
Yeah, unlike me, who reads bad.
Yes.
Item number SCP-355. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. All specimens of SCP-355 are to be kept in a 5 meter by 5 meter plot of ground in a small terrarium in Site 19 and watered daily. This section is to be kept with minimal air movement to prevent accidental release of seeds, and provided with standard atmospheric mixture 14. Dim red light is to be maintained in the room. Access to the room is to be granted by Dr. Feiswell, and tests are to be performed under his supervision. All visitors are required to wear a thick-soled environment suit for the duration of the visit. The entrance to the room is to be secured with an airlock and fan system to prevent the accidental release of seeds. Bonus points for actually giving a doctor a name.
Yay!
It's that easy. That Dr. Farnsworth that I came up with last time,
It's
Fine.
just that simple.
who cares? It's that easy to think of a name.
I will say the SCP people have a really bad habit of giving people fancier names.
I don't
It's
give
not, it's
I
not
don't
bad
mind,
per se,
yeah.
but it's like
It's better than no name.
I wonder if part of the reason why there's so many redacted names is just because well, I can't just name this guy Jerry. People are gonna make fun of me.
Yeah. Oh man, D-Class Jerry at it again.
Back
John
Back
SCP.
at it again. What does he do? Kill people. Oh.
Anyway, description. SCP-355 is an unknown species indistinguishable to the naked eye from ordinary grass, but its nearest known genetic relation is the mahogany taxon. A hollow core of cellulose and Buckminster fullerene. What?
Huh?
Is that a thing?
Buckminster Fullerene? Oh. You motherfuckers.
The Buckyball.
I hate you people so much.
The Buckyball. I think they... What? Hold on. A hollow core of cellulose and bust runs through the center of each blade to maintain the grass vertical structure, and each vein in the leaf is sheathed in a similar core, resulting in an unusually inflexible grass, sharp enough on the outside to pierce light wood and some plastics. The main blade performs photosynthesis and absorbs atmospheric nutrients as usual. Root structure is unusually deep for a short plant, but otherwise normal. However, the species seems to have developed a low-energy environment, as photosynthetic rates under standard Earth atmospheric conditions are inordinately high and accelerate the species' reproductive cycle, causing rapid regeneration and dispersal of grass seed, each cycle occurring approximately once every 2 weeks. The hypothesis is supported by the passive carnivorism similar to that of the sundew or cobra lily, also from environments low in nutrition. Any creature with insufficiently armored feet that treads on the grass suffers the penetration of their feet by the dense blades, a light liquefying acid, and subsequent drainage of bodily fluid through the hollow core. The plant simultaneously deploys sharp splinters from its edges in reaction to the sudden pressure, making it difficult for the victim to move away. Attempts to do so usually result in pulling the leaf from its root structure, resulting in continued siphoning through the severed stem or at least severe lacerations to the feet. In order to maintain the species in its containment chamber, the light has been dimmed to levels that prevent atypical growth patterns, and the atmosphere has been appropriately saturated with the necessary nutrients for proper development. SCP-355 was first discovered by accident following the invasion of a storage facility used by the Global Chaos Insurgency in Redacted, Alberta, disguised as an ordinary if moderately secluded local residence. During the post-combat evaluation, several casualties were left unaccounted for until discovered on the front lawn, drained of their fluids and being slowly digested. Near a wooden sign clearly labeled, "Please keep off the grass."
Fucking Alberta, man.
The wooden sign is really what gets me there.
Told you not to go on the grass, eh?
I mean, they said so. The area covered by the plant was determined by the scattering of meat chunks, and a plot of ground was removed for study before the eradication of the remaining area. In this and subsequent encounters with Chaos Insurgency installations, SCP-355 has been successfully destroyed by oxygen poisoning, heavy flame, anti-organic acids, and in one instance, a variety of commandeered domestic ungulates. What's an ungulate again?
Eminal.
That's what I thought, but what do they mean it was disabled by it?
You did.
Hunger.
What, did they, like, throw a dog onto it just to use as a stepping stone?
No.
What? Commandeered domestic ungulates. Would that not mean, like, house pets?
No, that
Are
would
you
be
fucking
like
idiot?
a cow.
I guess.
An ungulate is a type of animal. Like I believe a cow is an even-toed ungulate.
Oh, it is
You
specifically hood,
hold
right?
up the page and then just kept talking without reading anything.
Yeah, I just looked at ungulate. I wanted to see the picture. It means hoof.
Animals with hooves.
Yeah. I'm just wondering where they fucking commandeered it. I guess it could have been
They
by a
sold
farm.
them.
We
I
don't
don't
know its
fucking know, man.
location. But that's still so bizarre. Does that mean they just covered it in cows?
What happened? We fed it to the local cattle.
That shit worked? Yeah.
Now I'm questioning if they made them eat it. They couldn't have eaten it, right? It would have been too sharp, right?
They eated the razor blades.
They're really stubborn.
Don't cows like just regurgitate food to chew it up more? They chew it, or is that just not?
Yeah.
They have like 4 stomachs.
No.
I don't think they regurgitate it, do they? They just chew it for a really, really long time.
Yeah, that's what the 30 stomachs are for.
Yeah, they chew it for a really long time and then swallow it with the 4 stomachs. Okay, that's enough worrying about the ungulates.
Please.
SCP-355 seems to be negligibly affected by poisons including predacted in the form of tainted meat, vaporous herbicides, or soil toxification. Memo: SCP-355 was not among the SCPs stolen from the Foundation during its schism with the Chaos Insurgency and was therefore acquired by them sometime after. Its origin is unknown, although documents seized during Redacted suggest it may have been one of several objects deposited by SCP-C1-103. We've apparently been to the Redacted page before. Oh. This is the... This looks familiar.
Hey.
Wait a minute. Hold on a moment.
I do appreciate that these are right next to each other. That's
I
nice.
was just like, oh yeah, we had the grass that was sharp and hurt the people's
I
hands.
kind of thought so, but like... That's neat. I like that.
Mm-hmm. It is neat. Oh, what?
Our exchange hub. Helix, you got me. Get me the fuck out of here.
Well, the SCP is...
Also, they need to change the lights.
Yeah, the neon's going out a little bit right now. That's really small. Okay, cool. Great.
Oh god, liminal picture. Ah.
SCP USA 64-356. Oh,
sun
figures
goes
on the
down. Oh.
shore. When the sun goes down hub. I don't know what that means. Division ID. SCP USA 64. Object. What is that?
Number.
Oh, okay. 356. Risk type, disappearance, behavior, alteration. Threat level, 1 dot. Just one
Wow.
circle. Containment procedures. Basic stranger danger rules apply. If you're walking alone at night and you see a group of people cloaked in darkness walking towards you, turn and walk in the other direction until you make it home, or find another person to stick to. Also, if you're part of a group located near a beach, keep an eye out for any signs of 356 activity. There's no real reason it'll spread anywhere else, but it's better to be safe than sorry. What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this?
Local containment procedures. Every day, an hour or so before the sun sets, we put some firewood on the beach, to lower the risk of 356s leaving. We observe the beach in groups of at least 2 every night, to make sure no 356s venture out, or random people try to walk onto the beach. Should anyone try to wander onto the beach, we deter them in any way we can. We've been pretending to be security guards and telling people the beach is off limits overnight, which has worked pretty well so far.
Okay.
Okay. Description. 356 is a group of figures which walk out of the ocean onto East Point Beach at sunset every night. Currently, there are somewhere between 30 and 50 of these figures, though it's difficult if not impossible to get a real head count. They all appear to be humans of various heights and weights, however other defining details are largely obscured by shadows which do not appear to be affected by nearby sources of light. Every night they create a few large bonfires which they all gather around, while appearing to talk and look up at the sky. They will disperse and return to the ocean sometime before dawn, when it becomes more difficult to see the stars. Typically, all the 356 will stay on the beach, making them a trivial threat to deal with. However, sometimes a small group of 3 or 4 356s will leave the beach and go into town. We believe they primarily do this when there is not enough firewood on the beach, but we aren't completely sure. While off of the beach, SCP-356, or I didn't mean to say SCP, there was no SCP there, it's just 356, will attempt to communicate with anyone else they see walking alone outside. If successful, this person will return to the beach with them and walk into the ocean along with the 356. We think this either transforms them into a 356 or allows for the creation of a new one, but again, we aren't entirely sure. If someone else approaches the 356s while they are talking to someone, the 356s will retreat into the nearest shadow where they will disappear, and their spell over the person will be broken. People who 356s have talked to don't remember exactly what the conversation was about, or what the 356s looked like, but remember having an uneasy feeling while talking to them. Update 11/21/2023. Last week, some drunk college kids pulled up in a car and tried to get onto the beach. Andy tried to stop them by saying he was security, but one of the kids decked him and he passed out on the pavement. Fortunately, Carol and Martha were both there as well, so Martha stayed with Andy until the police arrived, and Carol ran after the kids to try to stall them until the police came. Andy was taken to the hospital with a concussion. Martha stayed behind to make sure Carol was okay, but the police wouldn't let her come with them to the beach. We had to bail Carol out of jail the next morning because the cops arrested her along with kids for being uncooperative. Martha tried to get some information out of them, but all they let slip was that there wasn't anyone else on the beach, though there were 3 bonfires, 2 of them unattended. The next morning, when we talked to Carol, she seemed really out of it. She told us that by the time she could see the beach, all the 356s had disappeared and the kids were sitting by one of the fires. She went over and sat with them in order to convince them to leave the beach, but everything after that was hazy. We'd never risked retrieving someone from the beach before, and it was clearly affecting her memory, so we decided we'd have to keep her away from the beach for a while under observation. She seemed enthusiastic about it and said she didn't want to be near the beach anymore, since the winter forces will be returning soon. Obviously, this confused all of us. Martha asked her to elaborate, she became fully incomprehensible. We tried to piece it all together afterwards, but all we really understood was that there was some sort of armed conflict, which involved the beach, or a beach in some way. It was truly freaky. She was definitely speaking English, but it sounded almost like another language. When she saw the looks on our faces, her face dropped. She asked why we seemed confused, then her eyes widened, and then her face fell. She whispered something to herself. Martha thought she said something about going a layer deeper and refused to talk to us for the rest of the night. She got physical with me, and when I caught her trying to sneak out of the house that night and managed to push her away out the door... God, it's written in such a way.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Martha had thought ahead and had installed a Find Your Friend app on Carol's phone in case something like this had happened. She was going the opposite way of the ocean, which was a relief, but we knew we'd have to track her down anyways. We found her all the way out in Nobleboro, in someone's backyard with a fire pit going. When we approached them, their conversation petered out, but we could see it was the same kids who'd been on the beach that night. Carol's been avoiding us now, even during the day. When she does talk to us, it's never for long, just small talk until she can find an excuse to walk away. We've been keeping an eye on that group for a week now, and they've been doing the same thing. 356s haven't been showing up at their meetings and don't seem to be making their way over to them. So far as we can tell, we're not really sure why the police didn't end up around the fires as well, and they've refused to give us any information as to what dispute actually took place on the beach. We haven't really learned anything new about 356 through this experience. The only thing we've learned for sure is that once someone's been drawn in by their fires, they're as good as gone.
Okay, what the fuck
I'm
is this,
really
like...
confused on why this is written so
Why is this in the
differently.
main list?
I'm thinking it's implied to be like a like an article from before the Foundation, just kind of like, or some alternate Foundation. Why is that white? Get away from me. Get away from me. Why is that white? Why is that white? That's bright. I don't like it. Sun goes down, humanity is alone. Almost everyone, sometimes people particular tribe, they're close to the SCP Foundation is full of these individuals. The rest of the city sees deranged, scattered across the globe. Everyone fights anomalies at night individually and tries to study it. Locally, thousands of sites are used for containment of terrifying creatures. Or more in this world, there is no doctors nor agents, only normal people from all backgrounds and fields trying to bring humanity's night terrors to an end. Okay, so it is kind of like an alternate Foundation of just like...
I kind of pieced that together, but I'm just like, why is
Yeah,
this in the
it's
main
a separate
catalog?
canon within the universe, is what it is.
I see.
Anomalies only appear at night and disappear during the day. The memories of the wide majority of humans is erased at daytime, except some people that do remember due to trauma. Anomalies must be created to harm humanity no matter the shape it takes nor the way it does it. The SCP Foundation is a decentralized pool of independent groups of people that remember the anomalies during daytime. The rest is fluid. Some entries of the canon have different interpretations of the rules. Besides, the decentralization of this universe allows multiple points of view to exist, or coexist. A group of the SCP Foundation can have a completely different goal than another one. Some can concentrate on research, others on self-defense. Some will refuse to destroy at all costs, whereas that can be an option for others. So don't fear misinterpreting those rules. Every interpretation is correct. If you're still afraid, read the existing entries to see what has already been done. Enjoy writing for this canon. The When the Sun Goes Down theme is made to have its subtitle change for each entry. This represents the decentralized side of the Foundation in this universe. When including the theme in your entry, put your own subtitle. That explains why it was so strange compared to a typical article, and that's because it's from a different canon. That's probably our first encounter of that, and I enjoy that.
I didn't dislike this by any means, it just feels weird having this be in the main list.
I'd like to see more from the canon. I don't mind them being on the main list, because the entirety of the Foundation isn't just a standard, canon. Which it makes sense to me why it's in this list. There's no reason for it to be separated based on canon, because that would imply the main SCP wiki has a canon, which it does not.
No, and I'm not saying that, it's just, I don't know, something about it. No issues with the actual writing of it, though. It's fine, more or less. Concept's fine. I don't know, maybe we can do a reading of some of the things for When the Sun Goes Down.
I think it'll be nice to just run into them naturally. Would we like to switch off at this point? Or do you want me to take another one?
Take another.
God damn it, it's another fucking seed.
Ah!
What if we just didn't grow it, chat? What if we just didn't grow the seed?
Sorry, idiot, you're in Plantville.
Alright. Item number SCP-357. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. A 10-kilogram seed sample of SCP-357 is to be contained within a hermetically sealed container within a 3 meter by 3 meter by 3 meter room at Site 19. Samples removed from the container are not to exceed 1 kg. A detailed log must be kept of all SCP-357 that is produced, complete with accurate records of what had been used to feed it, and how much of the sample was subsequently destroyed via compression. The mass of the container is to be monitored electronically. Changes in mass that are not accounted for by removal or return of samples will result in an automatic lockdown of that section of Site 19, as it indicates that a breach of the container may have occurred. Unless provided Level 4 approval, researchers are not to expose SCP-357 to temperatures exceeding 100 degrees Celsius. The amount exposed to these temperatures is never to be greater than 1 millimeter squared? Under any circumstances. Or is it cubed? I don't remember which one that is. I
2
was
or
more
3?
caught off guard
3
by
cubed.
It's cubed, okay. There's an ad break coming in, and usually I get 3 snoozes per stream for an ad break, just in case, like, hey, I'm not ready for one yet. And it's
you don't
saying
have them.
I've used them all. I didn't use one of them.
Wow.
What the hell, Twitch? Oh, what? I'm not doing 3 minutes of ads an hour, and so you're just gonna rip away my ability to snooze them?
Yes.
Rude. I hate this app. Why am I streaming here?
We should stop right now.
Description. SCP-357 is a malleable substance with a density of 250 kg per meter cubed. The material has been found to reflect all radiation with 100% efficiency. To date, chemical analysis of SCP-357 has yielded no conclusive results. Electron microscopy of SCP-357 has shown no inherent granularity at any level. These two latter results suggest that SCP-357 may not be atomic in nature. However, there have been no satisfactory hypotheses as to how baryonic matter is able to interact with it. I'm lost.
Okay. Fuck it. Keep reading.
When permitted to physically interact with SCP-357, researchers describe it as having a consistency similar to that of Play-Doh brand modeling compound. I feel like we see Play-Doh mentioned a lot in SCPs, which is kind of funny.
I mean, it's a good way to, like, give someone an idea of how the compound feels.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's
malleability.
just like compared to any other like toy or like play thing, it's like we see a lot of Play-Doh.
Because Silly Putty is a much better one.
Yeah.
Right.
Just noting that it's mentioned a lot is all.
I mean,
it makes
yeah,
sense, but
I guess if someone wanted to be pedantic, they could say like modeling clay or something.
They could say just clay. Yeah.
Well, modeling clay specifically, some clay's a little harder.
Yeah, it's oh well.
Whatever.
However, unlike Play-Doh, SCP-357 tastes good.
Wrong.
It tastes bad.
Damn it.
SCP-357 will never retain its shape for any length of time if left at rest. It will settle at a rate of approximately 0.5 centimeters per minute until it reproduces the shape of the inside of its container. SCP-357 will form a meniscus inside the container, 7.5 centimeters high. The thickness of the substance at the top of the meniscus is 1 millimeter? I don't know, man. At which point it merges with the surface of the container following a Gaussian curve. If allowed to settle on a flat... Who gives a shit? Who cares? If allowed to settle on a flat surface, SCP-357 will spread until its average thickness is no more than 1 millimeter. The edge of the mass follows the same Gaussian function that is seen in the meniscus. If solid matter is placed in a container of SCP-357, it will sink into the substance at a constant rate of 0.5 centimeters per minute. SCP-357 will displace the appropriate volume as any other fluid would. If the solid object is fully absorbed by SCP-357, it will become impossible to distinguish between it and the substance of 357. Okay, there's something that isn't just like, yeah, you put it in a container, it fills the container, and does, like, the liquid surface does... So boring!
Oh my, yeah.
Okay. Theories range from the object taking on the properties of SCP-357 to the object being replaced by a corresponding volume of SCP-357.
Okay.
Okay. I don't even want to keep reading. Just looking at this next. Ugh. Also, Ridge, why are you doing another recommendation?
Did you see the thing I sent as well?
You sent something? Hold on.
In Twitch chat, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Breaks open a can of bright green Play-Doh. Spearmint.
I figured you needed that because this
Yeah,
is
it's
getting a
just like, God,
little babbly.
it's so much of a battle to get through the ones which are like,
I
yeah, when you
glanced
place the
back up
liquid in
at
a
the
container,
article.
it behaves like a liquid. When you pour the liquid out of the container, it behaves like a liquid. When you pour the liquid into the container again, it behaves like a liquid. Go fucking figure, man. I don't need the exact measurements of the Gaussian
They were
curve right now.
I was about to say, I look back up because I was typing out that comment at the time, and then I see fucking Gaussian curve, and I'm like, huh?
It's like some fucking articles can't even be bothered to think of a name for their researchers, and others will think of the exact dimensions that their Play-Doh takes up when put into a container and what fucking degree the Gaussian curve is.
I think I get what they're trying to go for. It's not atomic matter, but like this means nothing to the average person.
I thought this was seeds. Seed sample? I mean, I guess it's like a test sample, like that's why they're calling it a seed sample.
Yeah, I think that's all that means.
So it's not actually
It
a
is.
seed.
I think it's just really funny considering we've been coming off of two plant-based or plant-adjacent SCPs, and then
Yeah.
I guess the beach one.
I'm gonna try to
Anyway,
tackle this next paragraph. Give me a fucking break, man. Alright. If a homogeneous pressure of at least 100 Newton centimeters squared is applied to a sample of SCP-357, the material will decrease in size at a rate of 1.3 centimeters cubed per minute or more. Depending on the magnitude of the pressure, when compressed in this manner, the density of SCP-357 does not change. Rather, the mass decreases at the same rate as the volume. Where the excess mass goes is presently unknown. If compressed to approximately 1 millimeter cubed at room temperature, what do you mean at room temperature? What matters about what do you mean at room temperature? Does that matter?
apparently.
It doesn't mention temperature anywhere else, just pressure. What do you mean at room temperature? What happens if it's
Well, they've
not
only
at room
tested room temperature,
temperature?
Helix. They've only tested room temperature, Helix. So I'll have to test it
They
back at
never
like freezing
tried it at like
temperature.
a slightly different degree. Oh, my
Anyway,
sister's car is going off.
wow.
Well, sounds like she got it. Hold on.
Also,
I was just
whenever
trying to
you see that,
make sure
it's
like nobody broke her window and was like running off. um, I assume that was just her trying to get in and close the door a little too hard or something.
also just for ease of reading. Whenever you see centimeters squared or centimeters cubed, you can read it cubic or square centimeter instead.
I'm just gonna keep doing it the same way I have it. I can't wait to read
Okay.
about the cyclotron.
Wow.
Application of vacuum pressure does not increase the size of a sample of SCP-357. The only method found for increasing its mass is via the encapsulation of a volume. Addendum 357-1. SCP-357 was initially produced by a cyclotron in 19 redacted at expunged. The responsible researchers at the university were given a Class B amnestic with the exception of Dr. R.B. Rigby.
Arby's.
Who has been granted Level 2 clearance and allowed to do further research on SCP-357. To date, the results of the initial experiment that produced SCP-357 cannot be reproduced. As a precaution, particle physics laboratories and particle colliders are periodically monitored for similar discoveries.
Cool.
One thing I will give this article is that I very much appreciate that they took the doctor who did this and were like, yeah, you want to just come with us and like you could keep fucking with this thing? Sure.
Okay.
I like that. That is a good thing, and I like to see that. Like, oh, this guy created
What
this
if we just
anomaly
get
by
this one?
accident. You want to keep looking into it, buddy? Okay.
Funding? What the hell's funding?
Because you gotta be very careful with that thing in universe. It makes sense, like, oh, somebody created an anomaly. There's a solid chance the person themselves might be anomalous
Yeah,
in some
this guy
way.
also somehow managed to generate non-Euclidean Play-Doh, so like I think he probably gets a pass.
To be fair, he could have generated it because he has reality bending properties. Because that
I
would
mean, either
be
way,
the
they'd want to
only
keep an
thing
eye
that
on him.
logically makes sense if they are unable to replicate this, that there was some feature of the original experiment that they can't replicate with non-anomalous properties.
Well, either way, it makes sense to have him within Foundation custody. Just
Yeah,
the
it's
means of
better to
which they
have him
have
than to
that is
have
different.
not him.
Yeah. Yeah, better to have him than to have not him. You're right.
Addendum
Good job, Felix.
357-2. SCP-357 is pending review for use and disposal of hazardous objects being held by the Foundation. Send them to the pocket dimension, why not? Until the properties of SCP-357 are more concretely understood, particularly in high-energy environments, approval is being withheld. It is already clear that SCP-357 should not be exposed to some objects due to risk of unlimited expansion of the material. Grey Goo Scenario. O5
Wow.
redacted. Addendum 357-3. Some personnel have been caught smoking indoors and exhaling into SCP-3.
God damn it. I'm sorry that took me a moment because the rest of this has been very scientific, and now we're talking about someone fucking blowing their cigarette smoke into a Tupperware container of gray goo to make it seem like they weren't smoking. Like, this sounds like a Dr. Bright kind of skit, where he has to quickly fucking cram a joint into the box and close it.
That got me so hard. It's just like, that's such a complete 180 to the original, like, writing. It's like, oh yeah, the researchers started just using it for smoke breaks because it means they don't have to go outside.
The smoking blunted. Oh, that's good. I think we needed that.
Oh, that's so. I kind of saved this art. This article would have been like a 3 out of 10 for me before, but now it's like a 6 at least. It's so funny. Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Some personnel have been caught smoking indoors and exhaling into SCP-357 in an attempt to hide the evidence. This is heavily discouraged due to security considerations, health issues, and risk of accidental ingestion. File photos of experiments 357-3 and 357-4 are freely available to those who continue to practice this abuse of Foundation property.
I love the idea of someone blowing a smoke cloud into the fucking box it's in, and a bigger, much more expansive cloud comes back out in response. It's just a bigger smoke ring.
It's always funny to see how, like, some schmucks in the Foundation decide to, like, use a unauthorized SCP for their own benefit, just, like, in weird ways. Like the guy with the porn stash.
That's not
who
weird.
got
That's
banned from
the
it
logical.
until he found a girlfriend.
For God's sake, learn some self-control.
God, I love the SCP Foundation.
Also, I know what you mean, but I wouldn't call that like the weird use of it. That's a natural conclusion.
It's just unauthorized is all.
Oh yeah.
This is an unauthorized goon sesh. You cannot do that. If you did it as an experiment, though. Oh well. Experiment log 357-1. Date redacted. Subject 1 ping pong ball. Procedure. SCP-357 is allowed to fully absorb the ball while in a container sitting upon an electric scale. Details. The ball is seen to sink into the sample of SCP-357. When the last of the ball disappears from the view, the scale reports an increase in mass of 5.6 grams, equivalent to the difference between the ping pong ball's mass and that of the equivalent volume of SCP-357. Experiment 357-2. Subject, a mass of SCP-357. Procedure, a sample of SCP-357 is molded into a box and placed upon an electric scale. Before being allowed to set, the lid of the box, also molded from SCP-357, is placed on it. Details, a mass increase is detected, exceeding the mass of the lid. Bisection the box shows that it is now a solid mass of SCP-357. Oh, so it just consumed all of the air in it. That is a little
Wow.
scary.
Yeah, no, this stuff just eats matter, just general.
Yeah.
Which is,
The fact that it couldn't just theoretically consume, like, anything as long as it can
I think it really-
encompass it and gain that much mass. Like, imagine they spread this thin over a building.
this literally is just gray goo, honestly.
Yeah, like,
just-
if something happens with this, like, this could be really bad and, like, hard to clean up.
Yeah. I fucking love Tasty Planet.
Yeah. Especially considered the way it thins itself out.
Yeah.
Okay. Experiment log 3. Subject, 1 healthy rat. Glad they couldn't use an unhealthy rat. I'm glad that they had... It's fine. Procedure. A 5 millimeters squared cubed sample of SCP-357 is placed inside the rat's food. The rat is to be monitored for 24 hours after ingestion or until death, at which point it is to be dissected. 1 hour after ingestion, SCP-357 is observed to be eliminated from the rat's digestive system. Soon after, the subject exhibits a pain response. The pain is observed to increase over time. Though the mass of animal does not change, an increasing amount of SCP-357 is eliminated from its body, concluding with a continuous stream after 3 hours. Death occurs within minutes of this event. Dissection reveals that the entire digestive tract has been converted into SCP-357, along with a number of surrounding organs. Death is believed to have been caused by blood loss. Okay, so eating it is death. Good.
Yes.
Experiment log 357-4. 1 healthy rat. Great. Procedure. Procedure is identical to Experiment 3. The subject is provided an intravenous supply of blood to prevent premature death. Details. Observations up to 3-hour mark match those of Experiment 3. The stream of SCP-357 excreted from the rat continues at a steady rate. After 3 more minutes, the subject becomes increasingly lethargic. 15 minutes later, death occurs. Dissection shows that much of the rat's viscera had been replaced with SCP-357, along with a significant portion of its muscle mass. Cause of death is determined to be due to the conversion of the cardiac muscle into SCP-357. Experiment log 357-5. Subject, 357 in cryogenic conditions. Procedure. SCP-357 is placed into a liquid helium environment and mechanically compressed. Details. A pressure of 100 newtons centimeters squared is applied to SCP-357. Oh, sorry, one moment. The sample is able to be compressed to only 0.01 millimeters cubed. God. Where the hell was I? There. While still compressed, the sample is allowed to return to room temperature. When pressure is removed, the sample immediately returns to a volume of 1 millimeters cubed. Experiment log 357-6. Subject 357 in high temperature conditions. Procedure. SCP-357 is compressed to 1 millimeters cubed while at room temperature. The mechanism is then placed in a 1000 degrees Celsius environment and then releases the sample. Details. At a temperature of 350 degrees Celsius inside the compression mechanism, SCP-357 expands with sufficient force to damage it. 40 millimeters square cube. Fuck, I keep messing it up because I don't actually have to put that memory. I hardly ever see squared or cubed actually used. Ever. So it's not something that my brain recognizes immediately. That might be different for most people, but for me, I just never really see them used. Okay. 40 millimeters cubed of SCP-357 is produced within 10 seconds, fully engulfing the furnace. $50,000 worth of equipment and 2 researchers. After 1 hour, the volume of the sample decreases to the equivalent of the absorbed matter. Object class is changed from safe to Euclid. No further high-energy experiments are permitted unless it can be definitively shown that a repeat of the incident will not occur. Do not cost us another $50,000, I swear to God. Experiment log 357-7. Date redacted. Subject SCP-357. Procedure: a 1 mm cubed sample of SCP-357 is placed in a 40-meter cubed container. The ambient temperature is steadily increased in order to determine the material's rate of expansion from application of thermal energy. Details: the experiment is still pending Level 4 approval. Models of expansion and further information regarding safety procedures are needed from Dr. B before a decision can be made. Alright. I did like this one a little more near the end. The few paragraphs describing that it acts like a liquid were a little much, and I was really tired of reading like the babble. But like the testing logs and them like smoking into it, like kind of brought it back for me, and I enjoyed it a little bit.
Yeah, no, surprisingly. It's just,
Yeah.
I guess, a lot of technical stuff that need to be.
I'm glad they cut down on the technical stuff a lot, especially where it wasn't necessary down here. I'm glad they didn't show that they tested like exactly how it functioned as a liquid after ingesting a ping pong ball or shit like that.
While it's raining mildly outside.
Yeah. What if you just like hit a lump of it with a bat and then watch it splatter?
What if
That'd
we
be
threw
funny,
Dr.
I
Bright
think.
into it?
Oh, okay. Ah!
Anyway, Ridge wants us to read thing.
That's true. 2466.
You're.
Slay dragons, say Monster Pokemon X!
Get away from me! Ah!
Oh god, this one looks like a nightmare to read. Oh well, take it away, Morty.
Yeah, let the one who doesn't know anything about Pokemon read this.
You got this.
I know things, but hang on. Hang on. Let's see. Item number SCP-2466, Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2466 is to be kept in a standard storage locker at Site 44. Testing of SCP-2466 may be undertaken with the permission of the SCP's HMCL Supervisor. Testing of 2466-1 is not permitted. To prevent accidental activation of 2466-1, all shortcuts to the program have been removed from the device. If SCP-2466-1 is activated, SCP-2466 must be disconnected from its power source immediately. Description: SCP-2466 is a Samsung Galaxy S5 smartphone running the Android operating system. Thanks. It is host to a number of non-anomalous applications as well as SCP-2466-1, identified as Slay Dragon Safe City. SCP-2466-1's code is incomprehensible and will not operate on any device other than SCP-2466, and will reinstall itself on SCP-2466 if removed. Okay, cool.
Great.
Termination of
Malware.
SCP-2466-1 is only possible by removing SCP-2466's power source. SCP-2466-1 is a text-based game in which the user battles against an instance of Mega Charizard X, a character from the Pokemon franchise.
Called on the display for text. I wonder what that's about.
It, as well as the user-controlled combatant, are instances of the eponymous Pokemon. Mega Charizard X is stylized as a black and blue European dragon roughly 1.7 meters in height, though this is not evident in SCP-2466-1's non-graphic interface. Cool.
Great, glad, eh?
SCP-2466-1 uses the battle mechanics found in the Pokemon games produced for the Nintendo 3DS. The user is assigned a randomized Pokemon from among those that can be acquired in the game Pokemon X, with access to 4 random moves that the Pokemon in question can learn. Combat is turn-based, with the user and Mega Charizard X attacking each other or using other moves in turn. If the user-controlled Pokemon's hit points are depleted, it will faint, preventing it from executing its move if it has not already done so. SCP-2466-1 will then replace the user's Pokemon with another randomly generated Pokemon. If Mega Charizard X faints, it will be replaced by another copy of Mega Charizard X.
Great.
The user may The command check to gain all relevant information on their current Pokemon or the name of any of their Pokemon's moves to execute that move. Yes?
Can we make this? I
No.
want to play this. It sounds so stupid.
Every move executed by SCP-2466-1's instance of Mega Charizard X compels 10 to 12 random residents of redacted California to engage in activities that correspond to the selected move. Okay, cool, so standard Californian behavior. Mega Charizard X can use the moves Dragon Dance, Roost, Flare Blitz, and Dragon Claw. See Addendum 2466-1 for details. There is no evidence that the user's actions have similar effects either in Redacted or anywhere else. Due to Mega Charizard X's high power, few Pokemon assigned to the user can avoid fainting from both Flare Blitz and Dragon Claw after it has used Dragon Dance. However, the AI determines Mega Charizard X's moves frequently makes strategic errors, which gives the user frequent opportunities to launch counterattacks. Addendum 2466-1. Effects of Mega Charizard X's moves. The 10 to 12 residents of Redacted affected by each move are granted the collective designation SP-2466-2 for the duration of their compulsion. Flare Blitz and Dragon Claw will inflict real-world damage in proportion to the damage dealt by Mega Charizard X, with the corresponding move in SP-2466-1. SP-2466-1 will not accept user input until the effects of the associated move are completed. Dragon Dance. SCP-2466-2 will converge in a public space and perform synchronized dances while repeatedly singing the Pokemon theme from the English adaptation of the Pokemon anime. This lasts for approximately 15 minutes, after which SCP-2466-2 will set fire to the nearest building and disperse. Cool. Roost. SCP-2466-2 members will climb into a nearby tree and fall asleep for 3 to 4 hours, sitting upright without support. This rarely results in injury.
Good.
Flare Blitz. SCP-2466-2 will set fire to themselves using nearby flammable materials and sources of heat, then run towards and collide with another nearby individual. Dragon Claw. SCP-2466-2 will obtain claws and assault a nearby individual using it. While some users will use pre-existing claws, such as those used in costumery or those attached to an animal, or affix sharp objects to their fingers, the most common method is for SCP-2466-2 to mutilate their fingers such that the bones form sharp points. The combat effectiveness of fingers altered this way usually exceeds expectations. Addendum 2466-2. Atypical manifestations. On several occasions, SCP-2466-2's behavior deviated from the pattern described in Addendum 2466-1. All occurred prior to containment, and thus the move used is not known with certainty. 2014-1025 Roost. -2 each entered a tree, but were not compelled to stay or sleep. Each member exited the tree within 10 minutes. Notes: event occurred in this manner 3 times on 1025. Huh. I guess. Okay, what does Roost do, Helix?
The Pokemon like sleeps. I don't even think it puts them to sleep. Ridge.
It's just a neutral state.
It heals.
Heals half your health, but you lose the flying typing for one turn.
I didn't know that it did that. I knew that it healed, and then I was like, well, it sounds too weird for it to just heal. But I don't remember it putting them to sleep. I didn't know about the losing flying type part. Okay.
It's strange, but alright. Okay, Flare Blitz. 2014-1031, Halloween. Each member of SCP-2466-2 acquired a jack-o'-lantern, which they ignited and threw at the target. Presumably due to coincidence with Halloween festivities. 2014-11-1, Unknown. 11 members of the redacted high school Pokemon Club vandalized an empty classroom, destroying most object and structures therein. Subjects describe the action as involuntary. While the number of affected subjects, association with Pokemon, and compulsion effect suggest SCP-2466 involvement, the event has not been replicated. May be unrelated.
Maybe
We don't actually know that it was the app,
but
that
it was
caused them to do
really
this.
funny. And they just lied about it being compulsive. Anyway, 2014, 11, 21, potential move was Dragon Dance. One member of SCP-2466-2 played a trumpet rather than sing. The event concluded with 2466-2 attempting to flood the church in which they had gathered. Coincides with the North American release of the Pokemon Omega of the games Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
You're the crazy.
Okay. Okay. 2014, 12, 7th to the 15th. Damn. Dragonclaw. SCP-2466-2 spent 1 week modifying a bulldozer with layers of cement and steel, as well as several large front-mounted spikes and a flamethrower. On December 15th, Foundation personnel located and detained SCP-2466-2. No other Dragonclaw manifestation was reported. If the modifications had been completed, the vehicle would have resembled the armored bulldozer used in a 2004 rampage. Several members of SCP-2466 reported familiarity with the incident.
Killdozer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Killdozer.
We all know the Killdozer.
News coverage of the event is available from the Washington Post.
I'm glad that they're like they're giving us so much information on the Killdozer. They could have just not included that part, but instead they're
I'm
like,
glad they're
nope,
not
yeah,
taking credit.
They gotta give credit where it's due.
2014, 12, 27 to 28. Several moves are executed with members of SCP-2466-2 drawn from among patrons of a Renaissance fair located 3 kilometers south of Redacted. In each case, fair staff were able to subdue all members of SCP-2466-2 with minimal...
Honestly, that's impressive for 7 different, like, groupings of people that the fair staff were able to restrain all of them.
No injuries were recorded. Plans to establish a permanent Renaissance fair in Redacted in the event of containment failure are under consideration.
A permanent Renaissance fair?
That's
I
it.
really
Fuck it. We're
like-
setting up Camelot in California.
I really fucking like that that's how this turned.
The
It's
fuck-
like, oh
the
yeah, it worked
staff-
really well at that Renaissance fair that one time. What if we just did that always?
The implication that the staff for the Ren Fair are just a tier above most, like, public security is really fucking funny to me.
It's just so safe. It doesn't get any more safe than the Ren Fair.
Imagine some dipshit's about to start singing the Pokemon theme, and then he immediately gets hit with the "I fight for my friends" and planted in the dirt.
Hey, maybe all the Ren Fair guards are just in armor with like fake swords.
I was
at
gonna
the
say
very least.
full plate mail, you know, wielding a maul.
Me when Great Ether. Oh, this is good. I'm so glad this is just a shit post that's not in joke tier.
Yeah.
Listen. The Ren Fair employees are absolutely willing to spark out people who are willing to set themselves on fire and run at random people.
God, hold
Listen,
up. I need to try to find
A good number of them
video.
have to be at least theatrically trained with weapons, so like, I wouldn't fuck with them. Not even getting into the people who do like actual jousting and shit.
I'm
Go ahead,
trying
try
to
and run.
find a very
The fucker with a
specific-
bow is gonna shoot you down.
God, I saw a clip that was like playing off of this one American Dad clip where like Roger like slaps what's his name? What's the American's dad's name again? Stan?
Stan.
Stan. He like slaps Stan and then just goes, "Huzzah! Behold the grown man weeping!" And then Stan just hits him over the head with a chair. And I saw a clip which was like some like Ren Fair or something, and they did a similar thing. They like threw a glove at the guy's face and went like, "Huzzah! Behold the grown man weeping!" Only for the guy to like break a wooden stick over the other guy. And I was really hoping to find that clip so I could show it and just be like the average Ren Fair security guard. But that's way too niche.
Yeah, good fucking luck. That down.
A deserted hospital.
No.
Alright, we didn't read this one yet. Would you like another one? This one wasn't too long.
Fine. Item number SCP-358. Object Class Equal. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the mental side effects of SCP-358, SCP-358 is to be kept locked at all times except during testing, and all windows are to remain boarded, with regular guard patrols to ensure that no unauthorized entry occurs. The entirety of the building should be sealed airtight and any leaks reported immediately along with any signs of forced entry. Anyone found inside the building with reasons other than testing should be evacuated immediately and be held for questioning and observation. Description: SCP-358 is an abandoned trauma center located on the outskirts of redacted England. Oh, no wonder. The grounds surrounding the building are overgrown with vegetation native to the area and characteristic of extreme neglect. The building's exterior is weathered but otherwise intact, with windows and entrances boarded up to prevent trespassing and vandalism. Air inside is arid, measured on average at 45 degrees Celsius. Hot or dry gusts of air that blow through the hallways from no discernible source. Exploration and monitoring has revealed anomalous activity characteristic of typical Type 3 pseudo-spiritual manifestation, haunting, ranging from glowing spheres to full-bodied apparitions. This is just fucking phasmophobia, Helix. Ranging from glowing spheres to fully bodied apparitions, all of which appear exhausted on an occasion to ask for water. No. Recognizable apparitions appear to be individuals who have been exposed to SCP-358 beyond the average 47 minutes psychological recoverability point in the past. The majority of these subjects reside in Foundation psychological observation facilities, and security footage shows them present in their respective units during the appearance of their apparition within SCP-358. In the majority of cases, redacted percent, thanks. I understand what majority means, but like, come on, man. You can't just bullshit a
You
number.
can't pick a random number generator over 50%. Takes 5 seconds.
Individuals within SCP-358 experience a sense of disorientation upon entering the building, which slowly diminishes over time spent within SCP-358.
Sanity mechanic?
Shut the fuck up. Additionally, they report a growing sense of thirst, which begins to coincide with the physical symptoms suggestive of extreme dehydration and heat exhaustion. These symptoms are not alleviated by hydration, even using a direct intravenous drug. As exposure time continues, the exposed individual will show a slowly increasing degree of mental degradation typical of heat stroke, which leads to an exponentially increasing degree of dissociative disorder. On average, affected individuals remaining within SCP-358 are not considered psychologically recoverable beyond 47 minutes of exposure. The remaining redacted percent of subjects exposed to SCP-358 are unaffected, but are to be kept under observation to monitor for possible later development of effects.
Honestly, a pretty believable time for a professional mode Phasmophobia run to basically be irrecoverable. As by then, you would have gone through all of your sanity meds and,
On rare occasions, affected subjects within SCP-358 expire suddenly of apparent poisoning. Autopsy in these cases always reveals the venom of one or more common North American desert dwelling predators in the bloodstream, usually that of the western diamondback rattlesnake. Cool. SCP-358 was discovered by the SCP Foundation on 1983 when two males, ages 20 and 22, were apprehended for trespassing after being found wandering in its premises, unaware of their surroundings by local law enforcement. Medical examination revealed only physical side effects, similar to exposure to a desert setting. The psychological evaluations of each person revealed a loss in mental capacity regarding self-identification and location. A follow-up of a CT scan revealed nothing out of the ordinary. The police and medical reports were collected by SCP Foundation personnel, which led to the current testing of SCP-358. Addendum 358-1. Testing Supervisor's Log 19, whatever the fuck. Testing time duration 30 minutes. Test subject is female, redacted years of age, not able to know the height with an athletic build. Great. Upon entry, test subject observed that the climate is hot and dry. After exiting the building, the test subject appeared dazed and was observed to be suffering from slight dehydration. Test subject also brought attention to the sand in her shoes. Sand was then collected for further testing purposes.
important.
Addendum 2, same thing, this time for an hour. Test subject is male, redacted years of age, slightly overweight, still don't know the height, fuck yourself. Test subject entered the building as in the previous test, remarking on the arid climate inside. Further exploration revealed a layout not unlike that of any other hospital from the region and period. Upon exiting SCP-358, the test subject began questioning who and where they were. Medical testing revealed that the subject was suffering from dehydration and that they were provided water to replenish lost fluids. Sand was recovered from the test subject's shoes. The subject recovered fully in all areas except for their mental state and remains in psychological observation facility A. That's sad. Though I assume it's D class, so.
Yeah.
At least I hope the fuck it is. They're not exactly specific on this one. Addendum 3, supervisor's log, still in the 1900s. That's a good start. Duration 2 hours. Ooh. Oh, okay. Test subject male, don't know the age or height, but a wiry stature. Okay, so that's good. That's great. He's got more to lose, or less to lose, but we're sending him in for 2 hours. Okay. As in other testing, test subject began by observing a dry and hot climate on entering the building. No. Test subject orders were to examine the rooms of SCP-358. 1 hour into testing, subject began complaining of dehydration and appeared slightly confused. After a duration of 2 hours within SCP-358, communication from the test subject stopped. D-Class personnel were sent in to retrieve test subject. The D-Class located the subject in a room near the entrance, unconscious, and was recovered. Test subject regained consciousness soon after administration of an IV drip. Upon waking, subject was observed to be in a persistent vegetative state, unable to function, and was subsequently administered to Psychological Evaluation Facility A. Blood tests revealed trace amounts of a highly poisonous rattlesnake venom found in bite victims of the desert of Southern California. As noted in Addenda 358-1 and 2. Subject's shoes were filled with sand. Great.
Nothing
Addendum
that's
4.
consistently
Onward.
a problem.
Great. On redacted, security protocol or patrols captured video footage of a humanoid apparition in the north hall of SCP-358 begging for water. Comparison of video footage confirms that the apparition appears to exhibit mannerisms and appearance identical to test subject C. These test results were noted in Addendum 358-3. Subject C remains unresponsive in psychological observation facility A and demonstrates no change in behavior during the event.
Oh. Ugh.
Okay, cool. So
Man,
does it
man,
trap souls or?
I can't believe you get mentally trapped in a desert forever. Anyways,
But also it's a hospital, so really the worst of both worlds.
That's hell you're walking into. God damn it. Oh, joy.
Nope, you get the purple. Actually, that's
j-
pink.
Fuck.
I don't like how it changes the color of the scroll bar.
Oh,
Okay, there's
yes,
a few characters here. That's 4, I believe.
Jesus fuck. Okay.
All right. Well, I think we bust
Well,
through this one and
what if we
debating
just
whether
skip
we
this
call
one?
it soon or not.
What if we just skip this one?
No.
Nah, I kid. I like the estimated reading time. That's nice.
Oh yeah, I do quite like the estimated reading time. Okay, we might call it after this one because that'll be like 2 hours and 40 minutes, presumably. Keep a
just call it
mental
here.
note. 2:18 is when we started. See if that's accurate. Accurate. Item number SB359. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. Provisional Site 359 has been constructed in close vicinity to SB359's location. AMTF Gamma 27, breaking and entering, is currently stationed at Provisional Site 359. Can I just say I love the names associated with MTF task
Oh yeah,
force?
the MTF team names are really funny.
They're always really funny to me.
For people who will almost certainly just die immediately, it's really funny.
Yeah. Is currently stationed at Provisional Site 359 and are tasked with discovering and implementing procedures to both neutralize SB359 and gain access to SB359-A. The preservation of normalcy is to be disregarded when formulating neutralization proposals for SB359 due to the artificial remoteness of the area it inhabits. Regular GPR readings are to be conducted on SCP-359-A to help deduce the exact amount of hyphasium contained within it. Phasium. For information on Hyphasium,
Addendum,
refer to
cool.
addendum. Well, see about it later, I guess. Thanks. Footnote that won't go
Also, I
away
think it's
ever,
Hyphasium.
actually. Okay, there we go. Archive Containment Procedures, 05-05-15. SB-359 is to be kept under constant surveillance with a radio tracking device fastened to its leg, in cooperation with the Ohio Department of Transportation. The highway located near SB-359's location is to be kept indefinitely closed to ensure no further civilian casualties. Description: SCP-359 is a metal sculpture resembling a Buteogymnasis red-tailed hawk with a wingspan of 4.3 meters. The exact composition of the metal SCP-359 is constructed from is currently unknown, as no samples have been able to be retrieved. However, it is currently believed that a large portion of its construction is constructed from Hyphasium. This is crossed out. SCP-359 is completely inert during the day. It is not completely inert during the day. Under normal circumstances, SCP-359 is only active during the night. During these active periods, SCP-359 takes on a predatory nature, attacking most moving objects it sees. Notably, SCP-359 does not consume any of its prey, even those of organic nature. Instead, SCP-359 has been seen picking up the remains of its prey and depositing them near the boundaries of the area it is active in. Despite its small wingspan in relation to the rest of its body, SCP-359 is capable of flight, having demonstrated the ability to perform highly intricate maneuvers. SCP-359-A refers to a subterranean structure which can be accessed via a hole located near SCP-359's perch. While the Foundation has reached the hole leading to SCP-359-A, it is yet to be breached. SCP-359 actively defends the entrant from any potential trespassers, which is the only circumstance in which it becomes active during daylight. It is unknown whether SCP-359 can detect the... What?
Damn.
Okay. It is unknown... I lost my fucking place. God damn it. It is unknown whether SCP-359 can detect the desire to enter SCP-359-A or simply attacks anything that gets close to it. Readings with a ground-penetrating radar indicate a large hollow space with the masses of Hyphasium detected within. Still don't know what Hyphasium is. I guess that's here, but okay. SCP-359 came to Foundation's attention on January of 2009 after a string of disappearances were reported along State Route 33 in Ohio. Agents embedded in the Lancaster Police Department took notice and sent a team to investigate. The team uncovered both the desecrated corpses of the missing persons and the dried blood of the deceased on SCP-359's talons and beak. After the case was transferred to the Foundation by the state government, further investigation uncovered no records of SCP-359's construction, despite its relatively modern design. The first known mention of it was in 2006, when the property it is located on was donated to the city of Lancaster. I do appreciate when the government is actually shown to be, like, working with the foundations, rather than, like, kind of unknowing of the foundation. Yeah. Take this thing away, man. We give you funding for this shit, sure, just take it. Originally, I guess, prepared by the Department of Metallurgical Studies. Originally discovered and named by a Greek research team in the 1960s, Hyphasium is an alloy composed of iron, beryllium, bronze, and several unknown elements. Hyphasium is most commonly used in structures that are meant to be animate, such as SCP-359, SCP-70, and SCP-1451. While it's not the most common form of animation, it is most popular amongst those incapable of thaumaturgy or ontokinesis. I am curious about which one 70 was, because that's one we read. Reinforced concrete room, non-perishable water. Voice description. Human male, Native American descent with a normal appearance save for a pair of rusty metal wings emerging from his back. Each wing is composed of several flat iron bars, but... Okay, it's that one guy.
Yeah.
Isosceles.
Right.
Oh, that's my webcam glitching the fuck out. Oh, cool.
Wow.
I hope it hasn't been doing that this entire time.
Oh.
Oh, it just froze. Oh, okay. Hold on. If you'd like to tag in, that's fine.
No.
Okay, cool. Just give me a moment to try and fix my webcam then.
I can if you want, but
I don't know why this has been happening like so much. It isn't the most expensive webcam, but it's not bad.
I mean, it fell recently, didn't it?
Yeah. I think it's almost like the wires. Like I don't think it's fallen enough that the
Yeah, the
internal
wires are
components would
probably
be
kind
fucked up.
of worn out.
But yeah, the wires I think are like the problem area. I'm gonna
Usually.
be really big on screen here, probably.
Oh,
I just need to shrink myself back down. Okay, satisfactory. When I'm bunger should be on top of. There we go. Okay. Get this light back off because it's fucking up the vibe. Okay. Named after Hellenic god of the forge, Hephaestus, Hephasium is most commonly found in ancient Greek ruins and artifacts. It was spread around the ancient world through trade and the conquests of Alexander the Great and later the Roman Empire. Traces of Ephesium have been found in Chinese Shishi statues and Indian sculptures of Buddha and Hindi figures.
yeah.
Sorry, just body. Despite its widespread nature, production was limited to Greece. Due to this enforced secrecy, this method by which to produce Ephesium has since been lost to time, with the last known usage of it being in the burnwood doors and column constructed circa 1000 after death for the St. Michael's Church in Hildesheim, Germany. There have been mentions of Hephasium stashes throughout the Baltic states, but much like the means of production, knowledge of their location has been lost. Objects animated via Hephasium aren't permanently animate. However, over time, due to a chemical reaction with oxygen in the atmosphere, or O2, Hephasium rusts and eventually becomes inert. This process can be sped up if objects in an O2-free environment are suddenly introduced to the gas. The rusting of Hephasium is usually characterized by the object becoming more sluggish and unresponsive to stimuli before eventually becoming fully inert. Hephasium is also subject to a second anomalous property, one seemingly implemented to protect against reverse engineering. If at any point after it has animated the alloy is removed, sampled, or otherwise detached from the main mass, it suddenly undergoes lunafaction, a chemical term for the making of silver, rendering its anomalous properties null. As such, the exact composition of Hephasium is unknown. The acquisition of Hephasium would be highly beneficial to the Foundation. Acquisition of such an easy means of animation could aid in efforts to automate certain parts of the Foundation, such as security, field missions, and other tasks. Likewise, obtaining the knowledge on how to manufacture Hephasium and ensuring the Foundation is in sole possession of it could prove to be financially beneficial, as the Foundation would be the sole seller of the metal. While not as important as the last two reasons, rediscovering the means to create Hephasium would be a para-anthropological achievement, allowing for a deeper understanding of the cultures that produced and used this metal. Really like that, really like the deep lore, the history. I like when SCPs do that. Addendum 359-3. Discovery of SCP-359-A. In 2015, as per the survey program being conducted by the Department of Geology, GPR readings were taken of the North American continent to uncover subterranean anomalies. Readings conducted near SCP-359 indicated the existence of a hollow structure directly underneath its perch. Further readings focused on this structure pointed towards the existence of vast deposits of presumably unactivated Hephasium. A reconnaissance team was sent to investigate and potentially find or create an entrance into the subterranean structure. 2015 Reconnaissance Log. Date 17/04/2015. Reconnaissance Team Pi 27. Subject RTF Pi 27 was deployed to investigate the area immediately above the subterranean structure for a possible entrance. If no entrance was discovered, a site was chosen to begin drilling.
Also British.
Hi, Junior. Welcome, buddy. Squad lead,
it's worse
Pi
than-
1.
It's
Squad
worse
members,
than British.
Pi 2, Pi 3. What?
Oh, it's worse than British.
Okay. Alright, well, we have 3 people here. Bridge.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh,
Would you like
what?
to pick a character, Ridge?
PI2.
Okay. I'll be PI3 then, as well as filler text.
Alright, then I'm 1. Comms check.
Sounded good.
What's the point of comms? All we're doing is lugging this equipment over there in case we don't find a hole leading down there. It's not like we're gonna get separated or whatever.
It's standard for all operations, even something small like this.
The logs are also used for record keeping.
That too. Let's get a move on. We're wasting daylight here.
Yeah. Pi 3 grunts as he picks up the equipment. Pi 27 begins walking towards SCP-359's perch from Route 33.
That's one big bird. I'm surprised we've been able to keep it under wraps along with how large it is.
We'll be safe from it, right?
Did you read the debriefing 3? It's only active during the night. If you want to get specific, between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. It's 1:08 right now. Be fine.
I mean, did we have to read the briefing? 1? All we're doing is either finding a hole or digging one. It's not like we're doing a Black Ops mission to infiltrate the White House.
He's got a point.
Regardless, let's carry on.
Pi 27 passes by the corpse of a white-tailed deer, hanging from a tree via its antlers.
We've reached the hunting grounds. We'll be seeing a lot more of those.
Pi 27 reaches the perch of SCP-359, stopping within its shadow.
Can you check how close we are to the structure, 3?
I just want to mention that it's neither mentioned whether, like, 1 or 2 is male or female. He or she is not once mentioned during this
Nope,
entire
it's fucking
section.
Z.
Only Z! That is, it's like it's so intentionally trying to make itself out.
It is.
Ugh.
That's
Not
what I said.
once
Worse
does
than
it say
British.
he or she. That's the only thing
It's-
I'm upset by.
It's a they would be fine.
Yeah. Anything referring to a different person would be nice, other than just the one who's got a special pronoun, I think that's called.
Anyway,
Anyway.
on to 3.
Sorry, I forgot where I am. Fuck.
Give me a sec.
Oh, okay, give me a sec. Pi 3 gently drops the equipment Z was carrying, reaching into Zur backpack for a PDA. We should be directly above the center of it. The radar readings seem to show some sort of access tunnel close by, but it's pretty small.
It'd be a great place to start. Let's head there.
Is this the hole you're talking about, 3?
Pi 1 and 3 walk over to where Pi 2 is standing. Pi 2 is pointing at a 0.5 meter wide hole in the ground. Pi 3 checks Zur PDA. Sorry, that's me again. My bad. Yeah, that's the one. It seems to be caved in some, and we might have to expand it a bit to get all the harvesting equipment in the department sent.
Let's get to work then. I'll get to work setting up the equipment so you can catch a break. 3.
Pi 2 begin... What did 3 do that's so much worse than all the... Why? What?
They were the one lugging equipment.
Fair enough. Okay. I thought they would have all been carrying some of the equipment rather than
I
just...
assumed they had like the bulk of the load.
Sorry, Pi 3 was the most expendable.
I think
so
Pi
if they
3
needed to-
was the author's self-insert, because that's the only one that's been referred to this entire time.
Who fucking knows? Let's
Yeah.
go.
If they need to run away, they need to know that Pi 3 will be running slower, and so they've left all of the heavy stuff on them.
I think Pi 3 is
I love that strategy.
definitely the author's self-insert.
Anyways,
Okay. Pi 2 begins setting up the drilling equipment as Pi 3 rests against a tree, and Pi 1 supervises. As Pi 2 is about to activate the drill, the sound of metal scraping against metal could be heard. The 3 members of Pi 27 turn to look at SCP-359, which has its wings outstretched. SCP-359 launches itself from its perch, swooping down and grabbing Pi 2 before ascending. The remaining members of Pi 27 scatter into the surrounding forest. What the
Ah,
fuck
sweet.
was that?
I knew
Good
I
pick.
picked the right character. I have the least lines.
You're not
Yeah.
the selfings. What the fuck was that one? I thought it was safe during the day. You said it yourself, and look what happened to Redacted.
Calm.
Pi 2's legal surname, redacted in accordance with Pi 2's request to Ryza for anonymity.
Calm it down. 3.
Calm down. I just watched my coworker, my teammate, my fucking friend get snatched up by some big metal bird. How am I supposed to remain calm?
Respectfully, no one talks like that, but I don't know. 3. I don't know. We just need to get out of here. I can already hear that bird coming back for us.
SB-359 could be heard as it flapped its wings, sending a small gust of wind throughout the forest leaves. Pi 1 and Pi 3 begin running towards the state route. SB-359 breaks through the tree line in pursuit of Pi 27. Pi 1 stops for a moment to catch her breath, giving SB-359 an opportunity to catch her and take her into the air alongside several uprooted tree trunks. Fuck! SB-359 can be heard turning around for Pi 3 as they trip on an exposed tree root, landing on the body cam. The resulting damage severs the connection. Again, not one time I believe they said he or she that entire article. The only
Pi
one
1, they just did at the end. But
did
yeah.
they? Where was it?
Pi 1 stops for a moment to catch her breath, giving SCP an opportunity to catch her and take her into the air.
Okay, fucking one time then.
Let's fucking go!
One time. That's just. Ugh.
And also, Pi 3 is the only one that allegedly survived. Great. Good.
I mean,
Or-
I don't know. They did trip and fall and destroy the body.
Oh, I read
cam.
ahead slightly. That's my bad. Anyway.
So, maybe. Don't know. Up in the air. Bloodied and bruised. Okay, so they did survive, of course. Following the end
accidentally
of
read
this
that.
log, Pi 3 was later found on the nearby state route, bloodied and bruised. Pi 1 and 2 have both been declared deceased, which was confirmed when their corpses were found in similar conditions to those of SCP-359's prey. Addendum 359.4. For a nation of Gamma-27 and AWD involvement, after the events of the reconnaissance log in Addendum 359.3, multiple more heavily armored missions were sent to attempt to get past SCP-359 and gain access to SCP-359-A, all of which similarly ended in failure. What's this? Combined, all 4 missions have resulted in 6 dead and 10 wounded, as well as approximately $450,000 in broken equipment. It was decided by a joint committee of the Department of Metallurgical Studies, Department of Geology, and SCP-359's research team that greater measures had to be taken. As such, Provisional Site 359 was established, made up of detachments from the Departments of Geology, Metallurgical Studies, and Anomalous Weapons Development. Armed Mobile Task Force Gamma-27, breaking and entering, was also formed and stationed at Site 359 to quote the MTF dossier. Armed Mobile Task Force Gamma-27 consists of individuals gathered from failed missions to access 359-A, as well as of supplements from Nu 7 and other combat-oriented task forces. Sorry, I'm reading in a really weird way. I don't know why I've started doing that. Junior,
Read
what are you
normally.
doing? No. 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 Ugh. Rat. Okay. To
Okay.
accomplish this task, Gamma-27 regularly conducts missions to observe the behavior of SCP-359 and its attack patterns. Data obtained from these missions are sent to the Departments of Anomalous Weapons Development and Metallurgical Studies to obtain a more in-depth understanding of SCP-359 and possible methods of termination.
So,
Didn't
real
they mention
quick,
that these things, once they rust enough, just can't really move?
Yeah, so even barring that, maybe it's like some weird ally of ICM. Anyway, question. Did they mention like this thing has a set radius by any chance, or is it just preferred hunting grounds?
I think it sticks like around it, but I don't know if they mentioned a specific amount. I don't remember.
Okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
at what point do they not just like deploy a railgun aimed at that thing?
What
at
I want to know is
range
if they
and just
tried digging
obliterate
just
it?
under the ground to the Dossium or whatever it's fucking called. Like from outside of its range? Or is it just gonna dive bomb through the ground to get to them? Like, what do we...
I mean, it might just be aware of intent. They don't know, so they probably don't want to just start digging holes.
I know, but like you'd think that... I guess we didn't really get in a description of the failed attempts or not. We just know that there were like 4 of them. Yeah.
Who knows?
So maybe they did try that. Okay.
I mean, it looks like we're getting into more detail with this, so let's go.
Yeah, hopefully. SCP-359 Dossier. Department of Anomalous Weapons Development Design Packet. Compiled by engineer Ezra Everest for G27. Description of target. Entity is a large metallic sculpture, wingspan of 4 meters, estimated to be 9 meters in height, unknown weight, resembling a red-tailed hawk. Entity is made up of phasium, an alloy consisting of iron, bronze?
Bronze. I think that's just a typo.
Yeah, bronze and other unknown elements. Entity is only active A, during the night, or B, in defense of SCP-359-A. Entity is highly prejudicial. God, it just sounds so... Prejudicial doesn't sound...
No, that's
right.
real.
It's just my brain isn't accepting that it's right. Prejudicial in its defense of SCP-359-A. Having been seen attacking any and all sources of movement. I think it's because anytime that's usually said, it's worded as like with high prejudice.
With extreme prejudice, yes.
Yeah, rather than like prejudicial.
Anyway.
That's why my brain was like struggling with it so much, I think. Potential exploitable weaknesses. Unusable. Entity is at least partially constructed from a phasium, which has a melting point of 1,274 degrees Celsius. A para-weapon capable of causing the air around the entity to reach this temperature could be a viable option to terminate SCP-359. Reason. The potential damage to the surrounding environment and the subterranean structure is considered unacceptable. I guess. I feel like you could probably figure out a way to make it a little more concentrated, plus, like...
Nah.
What damage are they talking about to the subterranean structure? Because presumably it would only need to get that hot to a point. Unless they're going way over that, they can't get it to that point. And even then, it's like... Well, yeah, it's a large mass of a phasium. At the very least, a little of it's going to remain unharmed. Okay, that's fine. Unusable. Entity's main weapons are its talons and beak. Disabling these appendages could render the entity harmless. A para-weapon capable of amputating the entity could make termination of the entity easier. Reason. Entity could still cause blunt force damage by flying into operatives. If you can make something precise enough to deal with specific parts of it, then what the hell
Once
prevents
again,
you from just chipping away at it?
Railgun.
Again, you don't even need to destroy the thing. I feel like you haven't even tested the things that wouldn't involve its destruction.
Even if you don't hit center of mass, you could take off a fucking wing.
What if you just made a device? You can certainly make a device in the SCP universe that was able to just drill into it without any living being ever being within range of the fucking device. Did they even test a robot to see if it would understand that?
You know what? Fuck it. Just send Abel at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
He'd probably kill it.
I think if you're able, would probably... He'd put up a fight. I don't know if he'd win.
No, but he's
we don't
not
know how-
expendable.
I'm assuming a phasium is
Or he's
really, like,
expendable too.
powerful. Like, it's really hard to break, is what I'm assuming.
I'm pretty sure Buddy could probably kill it.
Yeah. Cleared failure. Entity has so far only used its wings for locomotion. Using psionic para-weaponry to both launch and deploy chains, the entity's wings could be constrained, allowing for ease of termination. Update. The chains utilized in the procedure proved to be too weak to restrain the entity, which broke out and then proceeded to terminate the psionic agent.
Yeah.
What about using stronger chains then?
More of them.
I'm sure Abel's got chains.
Wow.
Clear.
I'm sure Abel's
the
got a
phasium, when removed
stick.
from the main body, undergoes an alchemical process that transforms it into silver. Removing large portions of SCP-359 could render it inanimate as the phasium loses its... Yeah, maybe if you remove its wings, it'll be rendered inanimate. I don't even care
Why?
about the anomalous properties of the fucking... You remove its wings,
Railgun!
that's them being rendered... What, did we just forget what being rendered inanimate means here?
Just bombarded from orbit! Oh my fuck!
Oh yeah, we figured out that we could probably take out its beak and its fucking appendages, disable its appendages to render the entity harmless. Wow, I wonder if there's any way we could use that other than to just take it.
Why
What?
are they talking about
They literally
deploying
talk about
fucking...
amputating it in this one, but they're like, nah, that would just make
Why are they
it could
talking
just use
about
blunt
para
force after
weapons?
that.
If you can just get close enough during the day to coat it in fucking thermite or napalm, it's done.
Like, the most frustrating
my
part to me
fuck.
is they literally talked about disabling certain appendages here, and they weren't like, oh no, that
Oh
instead,
no, that wouldn't work.
no, that wouldn't work because it could still jump at us. What if we
Even
got rid of
assuming
its
its flight is
legs?
anomalous and not actually tied to the wings, that's
That's
still
just
proof
so
of concept that you could
infuriating.
just melt it down into something.
The entirety of the SCP Foundation is like the best scientists in the fucking world. And no one
Not
thought,
just
what if we
scientists,
take the
people
animal's
with
wings
logical
and legs
problem
off?
solving.
When they were trying to nobody thought that until the very end. Instead, we're trying to like launch chains at just normal chains, and then use psionic attacks to weaken the enemy.
Mind blast, mind blast.
What if we took its legs off? What if then? What then?
What if I took a bat to its knees?
It's like they're going so far to try to think of all these like crazy out of the box ideas to deal with it. And then the one that works is what if we just immobilize it just like normally instead of like with psionics and like chains
And it
and
didn't
shit.
work. Did you try melting it into like, I don't know, jewelry or something? Anyways.
Not to mention, there's just so many other ideas that you could have just tested with this, other than trying to eradicate it. Like, we never mentioned if they even tried robots. They never
Helix,
mentioned that.
Actually, I'll save this until we finish the article, but I've got an observation.
Yeah. I mean,
Anyway,
now is a
please
good time to
continue.
get it out. Unless it's
No,
something you think
I
might
want to
change.
see if this redeems itself, because we have been harping on this one aspect pretty hard.
Yeah. Alright. Notes on weapon 359-9. To put it simply, the para weapon is just explosive.
Thank you. I needed that.
To put it simply, the para weapon is just explosives strapped to a magic rocket.
I almost take back what I said, but I'll be nice.
Oh
Anyways,
my god, I'm sorry. That's just really funny to me. They just
It
drop
is.
all nuances and they're just like, yeah, we put rockets on a, we put explosives on a rocket and just shot it.
Anyway. Also, if you want me to tag in at any point.
24 kilograms of anomalously enhanced explosive material. The fucking silly putty. Thaumaturgically activated and propelled propulsion. A thaumaturge.
Why? You don't need to do that.
We
You
put
don't
the
need to make it
magic
all
explosives
thaumaturgy.
on the magic rocket and then told a mage to go throw it at it. Type 2 Everhart Resonator. What is that?
Okay. Well,
A resonator that does not require electricity or a thaumaturge to generate Eve, yet produces only 5% of what a Type 1 Everhart resonator would produce. What? On top of that, the resonator is highly prone to malfunctions and errors. Great. Glad we're using that then. I don't know what Eve
they
is.
fucking bought that.
AWD will supply the bombs and rocket. I'm sure you'll be able to provide a thaumaturge. The thaumaturge should activate the rocket and guide it to its target. Usually we just have it track the Eve the target puts out, but from what we could gather from your observations, the bird doesn't give off any of it. If all goes well, 359 will be in pieces before we lose another operative to it. And I'm going to be real with you, this is our last option. If you want to get rid of this bird, then you better hope this works. You and I both know we can't do anything more than this. We're far too close to the population centers to use anything more anomalous than this. Command would never approve of it. What about non-anomalous means? What if you just made it really hot?
Thermite!
To be fair, I don't...
Midday!
What temperature does thermite reach, like, during an explosion?
Well, they could probably mix up magic thermite. But yeah, let's
That's
sure.
fair, they could. They did just straight up say,
Also, what do you mean it's too close to... What do you mean it's too close to population centers to do fancy shit? If you're talking about shooting a rocket at it, people are gonna notice. Okay, yeah, no, thermite just covers as easy. Easy fucking days.
It's just so, like, caught up in itself that it forgets that, like, even real-world stuff exists. They don't need a magic
don't know if these
anomalous
people
fucking
understand-
rocket.
I don't think they know what thermite is, actually.
To be fair, I did not. I had to Google this.
Okay.
but
What about
still.
napalm? What about napalm? Get yourself on a watch list. What does napalm burn at?
I like that one of the results was jet fuel.
Jet fuel is the first thing. Okay, so napalm would burn it. Fine.
Ranging
I
from
can
like
concede
that,
that.
but yeah, it does not
Specialized
burn
versions
quite hot.
could,
It's
potentially.
really close. It's really close. What's this
Specialized
jet
thermite
fuel?
apparently could. Cool. Jet fuel?
Okay, I don't. Okay, so 430 to 8 inside a tightly controlled pressurized jet engine. The
Yeah, just put a
maximum
box
can be
around it.
2,000?
Yeah, just put a box around it.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think that would typically reach it. I really like that the AI summary does involve the steel melting point, by the way. For no
Anyways.
reason, by the way.
Oh no.
It does not burn hot enough to melt structural steel, which melts at roughly 1,500. However, it's enough to compromise the integrity of the steel. We didn't even consider that. It doesn't even need to be hot enough to reduce it to liquid. It needs to be hot enough to weaken it.
You know what? No, fuck it. I'm tired of this stupid bird. I want that bitch sublimated.
Yeah, I'm just really tired of this article being so far up its own ass that it doesn't try like half of the simple answers that there would be for like a situation like this and resorts to, and I'm not fucking kidding, magically enhanced explosive material, a
They are about to
thaumaturge
shoot-
activated rocket, and a
They are about to shoot a
thaumaturge
thaumaturgic RPG.
and a whatever the fuck a Type 2 Everhart resonator is to deal with the bird.
Who gives a shit?
Felix, I just sent you a thing.
Yeah, hold up.
Can I be sent the thing?
It's just a picture of Gojo doing the like snap that he does with the fucking hollow purple, and then just says me pointing a big magnet at that fuck ass bird that I hate. Like I think this is a great
point.
idea.
Actually, wait.
I think this is a great idea, but it's someone like so caught up in trying to make it like so deepened into like SCP lore, like we can't
as I
possibly
said-
have a normal answer to our problem, so we've got to have the magically enhanced C4 and the magic
As I
rocket.
said, I have an observation about this, but I will save it until the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, status of.
Components gathered, deployed. Addendum: Destruction of SCP-359 and access to SCP-359-A. 2017
Spoilers, the fuck?
Gamma 27 log. Date 23/01/2017. Mobile Task Force MEMTF Gamma 27.
I'm so glad we're out of the bird arc.
Subject: AMTF Gamma 27 was deployed to attempt to neutralize SCP-359 with a weapon. With weapon 359-9. Glad they went through 9 iterations of this without trying thermate, by the way. If SCP-359 was neutralized, a Department of Geology detachment stationed at Site-359 would be notified to begin drilling a wider entrance to SCP-359-A. Again, what happens if you drill from outside of its radius? We never figure that out. They never mention it. They never test it. Additional note. The log was recovered from G1's body cam. Zervest was found at the entrance to SCP-359-A by a team sent to investigate. The team was sent after Gamma 27 failed to respond to any communications from Site-359. G1 has yet to be located and has been officially declared as having gone AWOL.
Okay, who's who?
Wasn't G1 like the first who like got...
No, that was Pi 1. Through 3.
My apologies. I'm sorry.
This is ATMF Gamma, not RTF.
Squad Lead G1. Squad members, G10, G23, G28. Do we want to just split this up between me and you, Mord?
Sure.
Okay. I'll take G1 and G10, I guess.
And then I'm 20.
Actually, G1 has a lot. You take G1 and G10, I'll take 23, 28 in the other text.
And then, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm G1, G10 then? Just making sure I heard right. Alright. Comms check, everyone.
Clear.
Clear.
Loud and clear.
As weapon 28.
Looks good.
Great, let's get moving then.
G1 walks into the forest with the rest of Gamma 27 following behind Zer. G23 and G28 takes turns carrying weapon 359-9 after a short while. SCP-359 can be spotted over the tree line, inactive on its perch. The remains of past attempts to terminate it can be seen littered around it in the hole leading to SCP-359-A. The area behind SCP-359 has also been rendered devoid of plant life, creating a small clearing.
Nate, how long did it take you to get the rocket ready?
5-6 minutes, shouldn't take too long.
Long enough for 359 to rock your shit and ruin this whole operation. Stay at the edge of the clearing with the weapon, and we'll keep it distracted long enough for you to do your thing. 10, stay with A just in case. 2-3 with me. Aye, Captain.
Why did they have a distraction team?
Because they're using fuck-ass para weapon.
I guess, man. I don't know. Gamma 27 nods as they follow G1's order. G28 places both of their hands on weapon 359-9, channeling their Eve into the para weapon. G1 and 23 walk out into the clearing and aim their rifles at SCP-359. They each shoot a sizable amount of shots at SCP-359, activating the sculpture. Why do that? What?
Okay, I guess I could assume that it would be able to, like, start moving if it detected the rocket's activation. Fine, I could buy that, but this is only gonna make it harder to aim the fucking thing.
Maybe we don't. They still never answered if it really does
No,
get intent.
no, they didn't. Let's just keep going.
Oh, I'm so pissed, dude.
Keep reading.
Okay. Much like in past confrontations, SCP-359 outstretched its wings before launching itself into the sky. G1 and 23 bolt into the forest, with SCP-359 following them from above the trees. The duo struggle to maintain their lead on SCP-359, but manage to do so. How?
As that rocket coming along, 8.
Hit a small hiccup, but it shouldn't take much Weapon 359-9 makes a loud sputtering noise as it attempts to power on, catching the attention of SCP-359. Seeing G10 and 28 at the edge of the clearing, it turns and begins flying towards them. G1 curses under their breath and comes to a stop. They begin running after SCP-359, signaling for G23 to follow.
Helix.
I forgot I was 23. Okay. What the
And
fuck
28.
happened? I don't know. The weapon shouldn't have done that.
Fucking AWD. It doesn't matter. Start running.
And the weapon? We can't just
Just fucking run.
G28 lets go of weapon 359-9, severing the connection. G10 grabs 28's wrist as they run away, knocking the weapon over as 359 flies overhead. G1 runs after SCP-359, hopping over the para weapon into the forest.
Head back to the state route. It won't follow us that far out. We can come back to the We can come back for the para weapon later.
Hey guys, question.
What?
G1 turns her head back to look at G23, only to see that she isn't behind Zer.
Where are you?
How much juice did you get in the weapon, 8? Barely enough to get it to launch. Why? Just... G23's mic picks up the noise of the Type 2 Everheart resonator being activated. Wondering. The way this is written, dude.
I know what you're thinking, and that's not gonna work, 3. It'll still need someone to guide it.
10. You know if the rocket's strong enough to carry someone? What the fuck
No, it's not.
Shit, gotcha. I'll be with y'all in a bit.
Fuck, it shouldn't have followed us out here.
I thought it didn't go this far. The sounds of doors slamming and metal scraping against metal can be heard. The screams of G10 and 28 are audible through their mics.
10, 8, what's the situation?
G1 breaks through the tree line, bringing the state route into view. SB-359 is perched on the AMTF's fortified transport vehicle. I don't even give a shit, man. Fuck off. Attempting to break through the glass with its beak. This also marks the farthest recorded distance SB-359 has flown from its perch in defense of SB-359-A. G10 and 28 are presumably inside of the FTV.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Don't, one, it'll just kill you.
Where the fuck are you three?
On my way.
Looks...
Hearing a noise, G1 looks up. Something can be seen flying from the clearing in the direction of SB-359. A soft, light blue aura can be seen around it. As it gets closer, G1 realizes what it is. Z begins running towards the state route in front of it.
3, don't you fucking dare. That's an order.
I don't think you'll be able to write me up after this, sir. G23 flies past G1 on weapon 359-9, barely managing to maintain her grip on it. Once it begins to near the state route, G23 pushes down the tip of the weapon, aiming it at SCP-359.
They're still in there, 3.
Wait, what? Weapon 359-9 collides with SCP-359, detonating. The ensuing explosion engulfs both SCP-359 and the FT. I'm pissed. Did they employ a fucking child? What do you mean they just rode the fucking rocket into it and were doing quirky dialogue the entire time?
I want to die. Keep reading.
Large chunks of SCP-359's body come flying out of the explosion. A charred yet still intact FTV flies out as well, hitting the ground and rolling a bit before coming to a stop. G1 drops to her knees, witnessing the scene. Stifled sobs can be heard. After a moment, G1 fumbles with and deactivates her body cam. Why? An unknown amount of time later, G1 reactivates the body cam. Z is walking through the forest while carrying digging equipment, in which Z presumably recovered from the FTV. G1, I searched the car. No, wait,
That's
you're
me.
G1. Fuck, my bad. Apologies.
I searched the car. 10 and 8, they got burnt alive. 3, there had to be a better fucking way. Just needed that glorious blaze of glory. First pie and now this shit. I'm heading to A. I don't care if protocol states I need to call geology down here to dig a hole and all that shit. Plus too many fucking people for this. No way I'm not gonna be the first person to go in there.
G1 reaches the
Helix.
hole. Z sets up the digging equipment, continuing to mumble under her breath. After 5 minutes of tinkering with the device, it activates and begins digging.
There. I'm gonna get that fucking Hephaesium first. Gotta see for myself if it was really worth all this fucking bullshit.
It's written like Has-Been Hotel.
Yep.
A loud beep can be heard.
Low battery. Turn it on when I'm down there.
How the fuck? What do you mean it's... What? Low battery? Is it the... Okay, no, it's the body cam. Okay. I thought they meant, like, the drilling equipment, and I was like, what?
No. No.
Also, no, what kind of low bat... This mission can't have taken, like, hour... What battery on the body cam do they have that it lasts for, like, an hour?
I don't know what the average length of a body cam battery is. Let's keep moving.
Even in the
Rapito,
real world,
rapito.
it wouldn't be that low. G1 reactivates the body cam, illuminating the dirt tunnel Z's crawling through. G1's labored breathing can be heard. Z speak between pants.
It's fucking hot down here. Really close now.
The tunnel widens up, allowing for G1 to stand. A door can be seen at the end of the tunnel, presumably leading into SCP-359-A. Readings indicate the temperature around the door to be around 21 degrees Celsius.
There fucking is. God, do you know how many people died? How much equipment was ruined? How much fucking money was spent getting to you? Oh, that metal better be fucking worth it.
I'll be honest, I think we've seen more people die to grass today than we did to this thing.
That is true.
We literally have... Hold on. We literally had a diagnostic of how many people died, did we not?
You know what, you're right. Why didn't they use an ungulate to eat the statue?
6 dead. 6? I guess 9 now, but 9 people? And you're
9
like...
dead. No, there's... Okay, so...
There were 6 at
9
that time,
dead,
and then 3
all,
died here.
Most of the people from this.
I'm assuming this counts P1, because that was like the first
Okay,
one.
so anywhere from 9 to 12 dead. And then 10 more injured.
10 more injured. I think it's 9 dead, 10 injured.
S-
Which,
scroll back up.
admittedly, more die every single day just from the SCPs these people have contained. They have to feed more than that to SCPs to keep them contained.
Anyways, I will agree with the massive waste of money, though. Also, I think G1 is implied to be like P1 from the original, potentially. That or everyone's a
Maybe.
fucking Z, say, Zem. Whatever.
That is true. They did mention that this team was made up of a lot of people
So
who
yeah,
had
I think it's
survived from
implied as
previous
G1.
missions.
Anyway.
Okay, but it's not explicitly stated. Okay. G1 reaches for the door's handle. When Z tries to turn it, the handle pops off, falling onto the ground.
A nice challenge, huh? Can't stop me fucking easily.
G1 backs away before ramming into the door, shoulder first. Z repeats this 3 times before the door creaks open. Almost immediately, a cacophony of sound erupts from behind the door. The cries of injured animals can be heard. Objects falling and hitting the ground, metal cracking. After a short while, the noises began to stop until it eventually became quiet. G1 hesitantly grabs the side of the door, slowly opening it up.
Oh.
The door opens up to a subterranean ecosystem, heavily resembling the one above ground. Looking up reveals the sky, despite the fact that SCP-359-A is several meters underground. In the distance, a body of water can be seen. From G1's perspective, the structure seems endless.
Did I?
Throughout SCP-359-A, the statues of animals are present. Many of them were depicted in the process of mundane activities, while others seemed to be in a state of fear and panic. A majority of the statues depicting avian organisms were mid-flight and seemed to have crashed into the ground. All the sculptures were covered in rust with the exception of their eyes. Their eyes could still be seen moving. G1 covers and turns off body cam. End log. Analysis of the sculptures within SCP-359-A revealed that they were all constructed purely from Hephasium, with the eyes having been made from silver. The current leading theory amongst SCP-359's research team is that SCP-359-A was home to an ecosystem consisting of animals constructed from Hephasium, and that the sudden exposure to outside air and thus oxygen resulted in the constructs near instantly becoming rusted. Analysis of the plants within SCP-359-A revealed all of them to have been genetically modified. They were incapable of undergoing photosynthesis, but still capable of intaking carbon dioxide. As the Hephasium had already been used to animate these sculptures, it is unharvestable by the Foundation despite this. The constructs were moved out of SCP-359-A and shipped to Area 34. The remains of the deceased Gamma-27 members were recovered and received a proper funeral. The remains of SCP-359 were collected and shipped to Area 34 for storage. Site 359 is currently in the process of being decommissioned as its assets relocated to other Foundation facilities. SCP-359-A and the tunnel leading to it have been resealed with a basic security parameter established around it. Reclassification of SCP-359 and SCP-359-A to decommissioned is pending. I have a lot of stuff to say about this one. 1. G1 is 100% Psi-1, as that was just even more blatant self-insert than it was in the first article. You cannot convince me. Or was it Psi-3 that survived? It was Psi-3 that survived.
Oh shit, I think it was Psi.
Yeah, I think this is 100% Psi-3. It's a self-insert. The author's main character.
The dialogue was trying to do that thing of, do you have any idea how much I've lost kind of bullshit?
This is so blatantly just, what if the Foundation was actually bad because it used people's deaths for profit or some shit? Which isn't what the Foundation is about!
I don't think this one's that bad on that, but it does have aspects of it.
It's like 9 people died!
What
Do you know
about
how
this
many?
is
Like, one of the main fucking features of the Foundation is how much it favors the greater good. And they could do a lot more good with the access to this fucking metal. That's just the long and short of it. But it's like, no, it's so short-sighted in the way that, like, 9 people, sure, they did watch it happen. That's very unfortunate for them, but that's literally how the Foundation works. Do you know how many average fucking deaths the Foundation employees witness every single week would be?
A lot.
Oh man, I don't like the crazy murder factory, and then they go get a job at the crazy murder factory. It makes
This is
no
awful.
sense
This
seeing
is
articles
terrible.
like this that exist to just paint the SCP Foundation as evil when they're literally working for the SCP Foundation when it never even tries to hide what it is. It's not
So-
evil.
I don't think this one's leaning as much into it, but I think this might have been written by one that had a like go scroll up and check the author for this one. I don't dislike the person for this, but I don't quite like their writing
I don't
style
like the
for the
article. I
Foundation.
have nothing to say about the person. The article just pisses me off. That's what I'm mostly upset about.
Top Down Under.
Yeah.
There was
I'm
one other
mostly
one we
upset
read that had
about,
the
like, the
Zazem
article.
stuff. Is this the same person?
It might be. I don't know. I know for a fact that, like, a lot of people, like, dipped out of the Foundation because a certain community started, like, messing around with the Foundation.
Taking over.
Yeah, and just, like... I don't mind that. You can call yourself whatever you want. Nobody can control that. However, like, don't come into a fandom and just try to change what that entire... Like, the entirety of the Foundation works off of this set of principles and rules and the just general assumption that, like... What did I say before? The greater good?
Yeah.
Don't come into that fandom and then start writing it like it's not.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can
like,
do
that's what
aspects
upsets
of
me.
it, but you need to address that it is a small portion of the Foundation. Like, I think the 09's Dr. Oleski with 096, he's a fantastic example of someone going against the principles of the Foundation
Yeah.
to prove a point, even if it's fucked up.
Like,
He
that
is
was
slated
really
for
good.
death.
That was really good. For reference to anyone watching this now, 096 had a termination attempt authorized for it because of a intentional containment breach by one of the doctors, because the O5s would not authorize an execution for 096.
Because the guy realized how dangerous
Yeah.
this thing is. It was horribly fucked up, morally reprehensible.
Can we go check how many people died during that, by the way,
Yeah,
and
go
just
check
compare it to the
096.
9 that died to this thing?
I was gonna say, 9 people died here. How many people do you think have died setting themselves on fire in the Charizard battle?
Yeah, that too.
Like, this is admittedly a
It
low
works in
kill
clumps of
count for an
dozens, doesn't it?
SCP. But like, the whole point is that, oh, it was a kill count that didn't need to happen because it's the SCP Foundation that wanted access to this. But it's like, it's the Foundation that's in the wrong because they wanted
The
access
stupid
to
fucking
this.
irony of, I want Hephaesium now.
Yeah,
But
and
that's not what that was.
that's
It was
the
an
whole,
offhanded
like-
remark about wanting Hephaesium for money.
They
that was just
did
a
mention
basic
that it would
law.
have been financially. There were a lot of benefits.
It wasn't
like-
even about that fucking clump of Hephaesium. It was tangentially related.
Yeah, they had a whole
it was
thing
put
here about
there, I
like
feel
why
now.
that it would. This is all just to. It's so intentionally written to be like, Foundation,
Because
big bad corporation
In
that
a
doesn't care
bubble,
about
I
human
like that
lives.
for world building. That's cool.
It's all like, hell, how many times in other articles do we even see the Foundation care about making monetary value out of things?
They are
They
funded by everyone.
Yeah, they don't do that. They don't use SCPs for money most of the time. That's
Actually-
Global Occult Coalition shit. That's fucking what's
know it's not all-
That's Marshall Carter in Dark Territory. That is not the Foundation. They have like an infinite pizza box. They have a fucking like they have things that can literally duplicate diamonds
just
if they so
steal
choose.
from
Do they
other
use those for
realities if they
monetary
got
value?
desperate.
No, they don't. Those articles mention nothing of the sort. That's what I mean by like tourists in this fandom writing the Foundation in a way that it isn't. Because no other like time do they actually bother you. They can't. That's not with the Foundation's morals. They are to contain, protect, and keep normalcy. Which means not releasing billions of diamonds into circulation because they're valuable. This is an anomalous metal. What the Foundation would do with it is contain it and keep it from falling into the hands of people who wouldn't be as good with it. But instead, this author has chosen to write them as if people would sell this metal off to other anomalous organizations to earn money. That is not the Foundation!
Fucking tourist.
Like, that's what really has me so heated over this, is that's not the Foundation. That is just not.
Oh,
At the very
Helix,
least,
I'm not
if
sure
they
if the
make
stream is
money
still
off
up.
of something SCP related, they very much keep that to a very, like, minute degree as to
Oh,
not upset world balance. It has to be very strictly non-anomalous in property for them to even consider that an option. And most of the time, if they do get use out of an SCP, it is in the containment of other SCPs or the beneficent of the, like, Foundation's
A
higher
general
operatives.
net gain.
Like, for example, the pool that they use as an escape route. Like, the very implication that they would even consider selling off an anomalous material is infuriating to me. And
Like-
then later on, they mention the fact that they can't even risk using magic much near this place, because what if people find out about it?
And then they did anyway.
And then they're like, what if we sold the metal that's magic? What?
And then they watched as their magic homing missile obliterated an ATV, or not ATV, a fucking armored transport vehicle on the state route nearby the fucking statue's post.
We're still not over the fact that, like, theoretically, we never confirmed if it could gauge
I'm
intent
pretty fucking certain
until,
it's Pi 3.
yeah, technically, we can assume they gained the knowledge that it could gauge intent based off of, like, the 4 tests that we just didn't get to see.
I admit, sure, maybe thermite would not be able to work fast enough. I could buy that. I say that mostly just to say, if you can manage extreme temperatures on it, it'll probably just die.
Like, there's so much of this that just isn't written like an SCP article, and that's what got me. That's got me so pissed.
Yeah.
It's so upsetting. It could be good, but it's not written like an SCP article. It's just not. We didn't even think about using robots. Instead we literally
honestly.
got to magical fucking explosives strapped to a magic rocket before we heard a robot mentioned.
Richard, you have
Oh.
something?
Well, you see, robots are expensive, and we've got all these people we can throw at the problem. So, like,
That's
me
not
and
even
that-
true.
They lost half
And
a
they're
million.
Zems. Just think, Helix, they're all Zems. They won't be missed, says the Foundation evilly.
It cost
Anyway.
them $500,000 in, like, a digging equipment, by the way. And
$500,000 is barely even a rounding error.
Not just to them, but like,
I'm
then the
pretty
whole
sure that
cop-out
they've
at
got
the
shit
end
that,
of,
like,
like-
3D prints money.
the whole cop-out at the end is that, like, oh, it was actually all living life, and it all just got ended because it fucking...
it was beautiful. I killed it. No.
Yeah.
I don't care. But just... Okay, so my biggest issue with this, barring the fucking tourist angle of it, is all of their proposed methods of killing this thing read like something Dr. Bright would cook up. All of them.
Not
What if we
even. There
created an
weren't even
area
a
heat
single
ray?
rocket chainsaw in there.
You know what, you're right, but I would say the closest approximation was the fucking method that killed the bird finally.
I'm sure they have fucking lightsabers or some shit. They're the Foundation. You're really telling me the best they could come up with was magic C4 stapled to a magic rocket that takes 30 minutes to charge up or some bullshit?
I'm still pretty sure that my idea of point a big magnet at it would have worked.
That could have. It depends on how big of a magnet the Foundation is able to get a hold of. Like, you
They
cannot
have access
convince
to
me that there
anomalous
couldn't have
magnets, I
been
think.
1,000 other in-universe ways of being able to take care of this easier than fucking 24 kilograms.
You know
of
what?
anomaly
No,
enhanced
fuck it. I've got a
explosive
better
material.
idea. You know that fucking magic Play-Doh that we read a couple articles back? Just coat that bitch in that. Watch
They
it melt.
literally didn't even need to use anomalies in the destruction of this thing.
Well, it depends on how quickly it activates, because I will give a slight out in that they don't know if it gauges intent or just like assumes if it's close enough.
Yeah, they very
Sure,
much
fine.
just didn't try anything without people in it. They could have
They
saved
re-
so much money by just like flying overhead and dropping a blob of C4 on it.
Even if they didn't do that, there's like at
Instead,
least
we
a
had to go
dozen
this
other
like
ways.
elaborate explosive rocket just so fucking G3 could fucking cowboy ride that shit into the. It's so awful. Just even this really
The
infuriates
fucking
me.
action scene
Wait,
read
what?
like modern Marvel slop. That's bad. That's not good. Modern Marvel stuff not good. Why write like this?
Yeah. Like even
And I hate that
this,
I feel
like the way it's just written pisses me
I
off
don't
so
I don't
much.
care as much about that. Do what you want with your characters, I guess, but like
Yeah.
when
Like,
it's
oh
surrounded
yeah,
with
in the
everything
middle
else.
of running from this thing, it's just like, hey guys, I got a question by the way. Just
write your characters how you want.
wondering.
It's just this is very much death by a thousand cuts.
Yeah. Nothing against the person who read it or their pronouns or anything like that. This is
And
not
I hate
an
that we have
SCP
to preface that
Foundation
because if this were written by like DJ Cactus, we wouldn't have to make this disclaimer, I don't think. People wouldn't care.
Like, it's just like the most frustrating things is that I can guarantee anyone reading this will come to the same conclusions about like why didn't they test this as anyone else.
Well,
And there's not a
maybe
mention
not
of
anyone.
the fact that there's not a mention of robots at all. Not even just a quick like, oh yeah, it just kills robots. Like nothing. It's like they don't exist in this canon.
Why would we use robots? They're expensive and we have expendables.
They didn't even use the expendables. They used agents.
There
There
are
wasn't a
multiple
D-class
SCPs.
mentioned in this.
There are multiple SCPs that could just make them constructs.
There wasn't even
For
a
effectively free.
D-class mentioned in this.
Rookie mistake. Why would we do this when we could have someone killed who has an X in their pronouns?
They
I
didn't
still
even
think
die,
they
by
should
the
have
way.
just
That
said
was,
able at it.
I want to mention.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Those are the only ones that lived. My
That's
mistake.
the only one
They're
that
also the
lived.
only ones who died. I think there was at least one other Zayzem, whatever the fuck.
No, the other Zayzen
Was
was
it
who
only-
we believe P3 was in this.
Oh god,
sequel.
you're right. It was only by.
It was all. They're the only one that survived this entire ordeal. That's what I mean by they were just a blatant self-insert like main character type. It's like they had to give him the quirky pronoun and then like they're the only one
was
who
the
lived.
one where. What was the other one we read with the weird pronouns?
I
was
don't
like,
remember.
I'm going
I
to
don't
run
remember it
from your
being as
own issue.
egregiously like infuriating on every front as this one. So I give that one a slight pass by comparison because it's just like.
No, I'm not saying that because it's worse or anything necessarily. Either one, I don't care at this point.
I
My
don't
brain is
even
fried.
remember what that one was
But
about.
What I wanted to say earlier was this is the second article with this style of writing that's had this issue, and I'm just saying, 2's a coincidence, 3's a pattern.
Yeah.
We're getting into dangerous territory.
I do think it could be a cool idea if it was
This idea
not
is
implemented
cool.
in the
Fine,
light that
sure.
it was. Like I
How
was
it was
really
handled,
interested at this
I don't-
point, like learning about like the effects of it, and I hadn't caught on when they were like talking about how the Foundation could make use of it.
I had kind of caught it, but it was also mostly like written in as a footnote. And I think I don't think it was leaning so much into the monetary aspect of it, unless we're talking about how much they spent trying to get rid past the fucking bird, which again, coded in thermite or sent
Like
able
looking
at
at
it.
this in retrospect is just so fucking. What if the Foundation was just an evil corporation monopoly that wanted to earn as much money without caring about like human lives as possible? That's what the Foundation is to me. It's like it's not actually a secret foundation made to protect the people in the light. We die in the dark so that you can live in the light. No. I think the Foundation's evil money corporation and hates people. That pisses me off so much.
Actually, Helix, I have another solution that they could have used against the bird
You
thing.
could probably think of 1,000 of them.
Here.
Please, somebody just send me a picture of like a nuke. It's a fucking like, it's just a frame that says you found a big rock.
Yeah, they sent me that earlier.
One bird with one stone. Check this out, asshole.
I genuinely do think there's 1,000 ways they could have handled this better. And even if they didn't handle it better, like 9 total people lost is...
Why did they have to go Jerry for the methods of destroying this shit? Or not, fucking Wile E. Coyote, not Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry was at least grounded in the fucking Rube Goldberg machines that he would hook up. This is just pure insanity.
Again, also infuriating to me that they just so quickly decided they needed to destroy it without trying more things. And the author didn't even address that, but then decides to paint the Foundation in a bad light because... That was the only outcome, quote unquote, that was the only outcome.
Wait,
that
you're
they
fucking
sacrificed like
right.
9
Hang
people's
on,
lives
because
to
that-
this thing.
The destruction of SCP objects is just generally frowned upon.
I
Unless it
think
is
they
an
did... There was a reason for the destruction, and that was to get to the phasium.
Fucking my ass it is.
Yeah.
Just keep shit out of there. If it happens to drop animals, sure, fine. It's hard to explain, I guess, but just keep people away from it. It doesn't leave its region.
Yeah.
You have a rough approximation of where it acts. Why would you...
Usually, articles don't actually even portray the Foundation as actively seeking other anomalies to make beneficial. They seek to contain them.
It's a happy coincidence.
They don't
at best.
seek things to, like, use. Like, sure, they could use the fucking Play-Doh bomb before, but they're very careful about it because they don't want to fuck up. Because that's another anomaly they're using. However, with this metal, we're led to believe they want to use it, like, literally 2 articles ago, we were told they were trying not to use this anomalous material because they don't know what it could do. However,
by
they
the
want
way,
to use
I
this
just-
one really bad and sell it to a lot of people, even though they know it's anomalous and they don't know exactly how... Sure,
Which
they
would be
could
really
learn.
stupid of them to sell anyway instead of use for their own purposes, but whatever, who cares?
Yeah, but they did mention that they would use it for their own purposes down here.
Yeah, but the
Automate
idea of
certain parts of
selling it
Foundation.
outside the Foundation would go against the very idea of it not... of putting out their anomalous metal.
Okay, I think that's enough of bragging on
That's
this.
enough.
I do not like the article. It's so infuriating the whole way through, where it's just like, there's one purpose the author had in mind in like writing this.
Okay, let's... What were some articles we liked for this?
Let's get
Dorian.
Dorian was pretty cute. I liked Dorian.
Dorian
It's
the
cute in a
suicidal
word.
cat.
Yeah. Red Pool is obviously...
Red Pool was good.
You know.
I did like Vector. I think Vector was probably my
Vector
favorite.
was really funny, too.
Yeah.
I like the name for Hungry Clay, it's cute.
Hungry Clay was good. I didn't mind that, yeah.
Minus the babble. Deserted Hospital was honestly a fine enough simple concept.
Yeah.
Figures on the Shore was interesting in that I want to see more from it before I decide if I liked it much, though.
Yeah. I do very much like the implication that it's like all the articles can be super different because they're all just like written by just people.
Yeah,
in a
because
normal
this is now done by effectively the
Yeah.
anti-anomaly militia
Yeah.
region.
It's like very interesting in concept because it could be just like these guys were significantly less competent than the other group, by the way. This one's
It's just
two
some guy.
stoners. This one's just 2 stoners, and then this other one is like a company in Russia or something. It's got a lot of variance, and it allows stories to be told like within separate canons of the SCP universe.
What have you discovered over on your side of the world? When sundown, bad thing happened. My god, you too? He's terrible.
I love that.
What have you discovered? The SCP got eaten by a polar bear.
We must weaponize the polar bear. No. There's only one.
All right. My favorite was Vector.
Every time we get to like a big name SCP, I don't want to say that I really
That's
liked that
fine
one
if
over
you
the
wanna
other,
say
but
it.
Red
I will
Bull
not
is so
judge you.
good.
I liked the exploring the Red Pool TM.
I think I have to take Red Pool for my favorite, though I might also do. I might also do Deserted Hospital. Honestly, it's a simple but cute concept.
Go.
Red Pool.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.
Ah!